computer.
I had had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, you know. Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
The Church of Mavis radio show, Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central, starring Jeffrey Pritchett with his co-hosts Wham and Jay McNicholas, right here on the United Paranormal Radio Network, UPRN 107.7 FM, New Orleans.
Welcome to Negotiating Happiness, the show that helps you find happiness, success, and balance in your work and life. I'm Adriana Fiestro, your host for this journey into entrepreneurship and personal growth. We're broadcasting live on 107.7 and 105.3 FM in New Orleans as part of the United Public Radio Network. We explore the latest strategies, insights, and stories from successful entrepreneurs and experts. From managing stress to building a thriving business, we've got you covered.
Hi, I'm Brittany Ashley, your host of Breaking Norms, Building Dreams, your guide through this transformative journey in both business and life. This is your place crafted for dreamers, doers, or anyone who has been told they can't. Get ready as we challenge those narratives together. You're tuning in live to the United Public Radio Network, airing on 105.3 and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. We are streaming on all the popular platforms every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me for a candid and thought-provoking conversation celebrating your unique journey because you are worth it.
Okay, Joe, hit it.
Hit it, baby, hit it. Whatever this weird song is. This is Beat the Devil Tattoo. Courtesy of Amelia.
forsaken, all the love you taken, sleeping on a razor, there's nowhere left to fall. Your body's aching, every bone is breaking, nothing seems to shake it, it just keeps holding on.
Hey, Joanna, how you doing? The devil's tattoo.
Sleeping on the nails, there's nowhere left to fall. I've admired every man desires. Everyone is king when there's no one left to pawn. Love will never meet it, it just gets sold for parts. You cannot fight it, all the world denies it. Open up your eyelids and let your demons run.
Oh man, we beat the Devils for I don't know.
That was an unusual selection.
I know that's Amelia's playlist she sent us. There's a few unusual selections on there. Welcome everyone to the chat. I hope everyone's having a good day. Good morning, good evening, wherever you happen to be on this big, beautiful blue ball we call Earth, Terra, Shithead, Soul, whatever you want to call it. Well, technically it'd be Soul 3 actually, but Soul 4, right? No, 3, 4, yeah, 4.
It's all 3.
Yeah, that's right, because Mars is behind us. Yes, Atlas is coming for you people. It's coming to kill all you people. Us special people, it's not going to bother, but the rest of you people, oh man, it's looking bad. The Dark Knight satellite's going to protect us, and the rest of y'all are going to be dead, more dead.
Is the Black Knight? Is it which? Have we determined which way is it looking? Is it looking at Oumuamua or is it looking at Atlas Apophis?
It's just turned out facing outward. So it was like this, and then it went. So anything coming in from the outer solar system, it's facing now.
There was a big honking space gun on this planet. Why else would there be aliens messing with us? There's no other reason.
Well, apparently the Greys, the humans, and the reptilians they don't care about, but whoever this is, they're like, no, we're gonna blow you up. Well, we don't know for sure what the hell it is, actually, people, but it didn't do anything for 14,000 years, and then all of a sudden
it reorients itself, which indicates intelligent design.
Yes, and it irritates. It means that something's coming in that it either don't like or it's waiting on. Which one will it be?
Well, I mean, it could be. It could have turned a transmitter or a radio antenna or some sort of transmitting device in a direction that it needed to send a message. You know, there's all kinds of. We can speculate all day till we're green in the face about it, but
Maybe it's a
the
docking
fact is
port.
that there's this thing we don't know what it is, and appears to be, at the very least, remotely intelligently controlled.
Yes, well, maybe it's coming at the docking port or something. Maybe it's going to dock. Maybe just Atlas thing's going to dock with the Dark Knight satellite. Well, look, people for eons, the government said it don't exist, it don't exist, it don't exist, it don't exist. Oh, wait, you know what? I think it exists.
All of a sudden, it's changed direction.
What do you mean you changed direction? I thought it didn't exist. You know, it's one of those things, you know. What are you talking about, John? Oh no, Putin all but gave Trump a blowjob. It
was the bromance began.
It looked like I was waiting for Putin to get on his knees and say, "Okay, big Trump daddy." You know, especially after he said, "Oh no, if Trump would have been there, there wouldn't have been a war." I mean, that was pretty much sucking up pretty hard. And then we fly over a squadron of F-22s and a B-2 bomber. I mean, that was a little on the overkill side, but hey, you know, it does prove a point. You ain't got nothing like that at home, Mr. Poo Poo.
Well, what would Putin have done had it been done? Have we gone to, say, St. Petersburg, which isn't the capital, you know, but or Siberia, which is their equivalent of Alaska? Let's say we went to Siberia, the Siberian Kush, and we met. He met Trump there. Would he have done the same thing? Would he have patrolled, you know, troops across the streets, or would he have a flyover of some of their latest bombers and fighters? I think he would have done it.
I think he would have done a flyover. And when you look at the, you actually look at the footage. So I was looking at it today again. So Putin lands, Trump comes walking out the plane, little walk. Putin comes strolling across the thing. Took him about 2 minutes to walk it. Meanwhile, you notice there was some F-22s parked there, some F-35s parked there. But as he came up to the stage, Trump let him go on the stage first. As he walked up stage, I noticed two big black SUVs pulled up on each side of the stage like, no, you can't shoot at this guy. The reason they did it where they did it was I don't know if they could have guaranteed Putin's safety if they wouldn't have done it in a military base.
Yeah, I mean, there's no civilian access.
Yeah. Putin says we're going to do it in Moscow next time. Our security's not going to let that happen. So maybe on some Russian base somewhere. And then I hear today
some other place like St. Petersburg or, you know, maybe Arkhangelsk where some of their sub pens are. That would be cool. I wouldn't mind going there and seeing some of their latest sub technology, even though it's like probably 20 years behind our latest sub technology. They still have some really nice underwater stuff.
Yeah, well, and then on top of it, I hear today from some of the Europeans, well, why didn't he arrest him? Oh, you want to start World War III.
Yeah. And imagine if they had. Where would we be right now?
We'd be at World War III. Yeah, we'd be at World War III is where we'd be at. I mean, I couldn't. I mean, if Europeans were stupid enough to arrest Putin, I guess they would get what they had coming.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, the fact is, you don't invite a head of state on the premise of peace talks to your territory or even a neutral territory, and then bum rush the dude and throw him in the brig. It's just that's only like a dictator, like Fidel Castro, Hitler kind of type would do.
Yeah, I heard Blondie tear up the EU again today. She basically told them, look, this is the first time since she said I've been alive that we're going to get our stuff together. We're going to start building our own military. We're going to have NATO and our military. She said, so Trump will just he said America will just act like the big brother in case we get in real trouble. But we should be able to handle our own from now on. I mean, shit, Germans over there building space planes. With weapons on them. I'm not exactly sure if that's going to stay. I don't know how the world's going to deal with that.
Well,
oh, Linda, excuse me.
We could try to say something to the fact that you can't put a weapons platform in space, but we already have. The Russians already have.
No. But it's
China
different with the
probably has.
Germans. Germans are under a treaty. Germans can only have a policekeeping force.
Yeah,
They
it's true.
can't have a military. So I don't know how you're going to categorize this as a peacekeeping force. So we'll just have to see how that works. I mean, even Japan, as friendly as they are with us, still can only have an advanced peacekeeping force because we don't trust them. That's why we definitely don't trust the Germans.
No, I mean they as allies, the Axis powers, that is, Japan and Hitler, Nazi Germany, nearly took over most of the world. I mean, within the first few months, the opening volleys, Hitler took over Czechoslovakia, Poland, and half of France. And then only a matter of time did he roll over the rest of the countries and start headed towards Russia.
Yeah, it was just.
I don't want to have that happen again.
Well, actually, Jackie, if he would have left Russia alone, he would have probably won. Well, he'd have got Europe
Russia,
anyway.
he would probably have gone further. He would have probably gotten Africa and the rest of the Middle East.
Yeah, why he went after the Russians, I still don't understand that. Especially in a dead of winter, which he should have known better.
The lesson of Hannibal. Hannibal attacked Russia in winter. He went there with tropical elephants that died because they were walking through 5, 6, 8 feet of snow.
Yeah, well, dude, we didn't, Glenn, we didn't make up the rules. You know what? The Peloton seems to be glitching. What's up, guys? Why don't whoever, maybe I'll reboot mine. It might be on my end. Hold on, I'll reboot it. Well, I keep seeing names and sentences, then shit just disappears. So I don't know.
More ghosts in the machine. So, did we get any details out of this other than the fact that they had their bromance in secret? They didn't really say much about what they talked about when they came out, and they didn't seem aggressive towards each other at their press conference, but they weren't all necessarily chummy until like the very end when Putin's only English he says is, "Next time we do Moscow."
Yeah, we do Moscow next time. You'll do Moscow. I hope you flying big bomber jets over my head, just in case.
We go to Moscow, yeah?
No Moscow, man. We're not going to Moscow. We can't let our president go to Moscow.
Oh, St. Petersburg, yeah.
I'm thinking some military base where we can watch everything and make sure our president don't get taken over and have some thing done.
Maybe they'll take him to Kapustin Yar, show them their top secret UFO stuff.
Hey, there we go. That would work. No, it would only be fair that we did go to Russia because he came to America, and maybe they should have it in the Ukraine. Maybe they should have it in Kiev.
I would say as a third visit when they get Zelensky to the table, yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I think Trump should go meet Putin somewhere in Russia, not necessarily the capital. St. Petersburg, Arkhangelsk, Crimea.
So
that's kind of a war zone still, so maybe not a good idea. But
so where they met today, they're halfway between Moscow and DC, and it's a U.S. territory right on the edge of the water.
People were asking why Alaska. That no one said that initially, so that's good. That actually makes more sense that they met, half and half. What happens if they go around the other way? Where was it? Somewhere in China? If they go west.
I guess they'll have to have it in Siberia.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
Oh, it'll be cold here, Mr. Trump. Your balls be blue. No. So
they could go to Kamchatka. It's their far western state.
Do I think that it'll happen? I don't know. That kind of shit's not up to Trump. He can bitch and moan and groan all he wants.
I got it.
But the Secret Service will be like, no, sir, you're not going there.
The Secret Service will buy it if they go to Siberia. They go to that Siberian restaurant that's selling mastodon steaks.
Maybe so, but I'm thinking it may not go that way. But because Russia's an aggressive country and America's not. At least not right now. We're not. Not to say we haven't been in the past, but we just aren't right now. We're not really. Right now,
You
we're
know,
just kind of hanging out.
and a lot of people have been saying Trump is a warmonger, and I don't see it. I mean, how many has he stopped? 3 at least so far.
4.
4.
He stopped 4, and if he stops Israel and the Ukraine, it'll be 6. Well, I can't remember them all, so I know there was the Pakistan
Congo
Indian
conflict,
one. There was the
Mexican,
Congo
India.
conflict. There was it Cambodia and somebody. So,
Oh,
but there
that's
was
right.
4.
Cambodia and Thailand, I think,
That's
went
it.
at it for a little bit.
So there was 4 wars he stopped already. That should give him a Nobel Peace Prize. But they say no peace prize unless you get to Ukraine. Well, fuck you. How's that?
But also, that's an awesome segue, because one of the other questions we have for today is, what a turnaround. Hillary Clinton is giving, or planning to possibly give her nomination to Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize. That is a topsy-turvy world we're coming to.
Well, she said if he ends this war, he should get the Peace Prize. And,
well, no, I think what she said is that she would, I guess, second the nomination, whatever. There's probably a process that's part of it, and if she endorses it, that's one huge more step for him getting it. Having a former enemy, someone who publicly,
yeah, but she did say only if he ended the Ukraine war.
Yeah,
but he's well on his way to that. And the war is going to end one way or another. It's hopefully it ends in peace and not in Russia taking over everything.
Or World War III.
Well, somebody was giving me shit about, Russia's killed so many people. I said, actually, I think the Ukrainians killed more than the Russians have.
The Ukrainians killed more. I mean, how many capital ships have they destroyed in the U.S. Russia's Navy in the Black Sea with just drone attacks? 7, 8? 7 or 8 capital ships with thousands of men on board? Come on.
They want the war over. Russia wants the war over too. It's costing them money. It's costing them people, and it's weakening them. Yeah, but it's weakening them in the face of the world. It's making them look weak.
He's losing street cred.
Well, Putin's kind of stuck on this, guys. He's got to save face. He don't really have any choice. He has to save face. So, I mean, I don't exactly know how he's going to come out of this saving face unless he keeps all the territories, which he may do. I mean, he may or may not do.
Well,
I think what Trump told him. Okay.
The 2 ways he can do it is, the first one is what we just saw in Alaska, is him coming to the table and telling Trump, yeah, I'm ready. Let's get this over with. But he wants to start one-on-one with Trump. That's the first step. That's the first step of doing it. The second step is, he can't look like a dick when this is all over, but I don't think he necessarily needs to have all the territory. I think what needs to end at the bottom of this negotiations is Ukraine gets back everything, and they rent or lease, whatever you want to call it, whatever Russia needs in Crimea for port space, whether it's military base or something, and they just say, look, you give us, $100,000, $100 million, $1 million a year for this. And if we get attacked by an enemy, you help us out. I think that's the best plan. Russia stays safe like territory, they save face, and they get to be buddy with Ukraine and partners in protecting that sector of Europe.
Well, what it sounds like they're going to do is they're going to give them Crimea and the first piece of Russian property connected to Crimea, and then the other 3 pieces they're going to make them give back to the Ukraine. And the reason why is because without that piece, technically you can't get to the Ukraine you can't get to Crimea without crossing Ukraine territory. But if you allow them to keep that first piece, then they can come out of Russia into the Ukraine. I mean, into Crimea without crossing Ukrainian space. So that's what they sound like the deal wants to be, and that might be what the holdup is. Because Trump said there was one big thing and a bunch of little tiny things. So the little tiny things don't seem important. Mm-hmm. And I would think that would be the big thing, would be the territory. What's that, Jimmy? Oh, yeah. When we go to break, I'm going to get coffee. Yes.
Well, the thing is about that Crimean piece of land is that he didn't need it before. And all of a sudden, what was it, 10 years ago, 2014, 2015, and he attacked Crimea and took it over.
Well, he
Why
needed
all of a sudden-
Crimea because of the Black Sea Fleet. That's where the
well,
fleet
because
got.
of the access to the Black Sea. But why did he all of a sudden need to access that territory and control it with the military? Was he foreseeing
Well,
some sort of?
the piece against Crimea, I understand. The other three pieces he's saying because they were all Russian-speaking territories. Now, whether that's true or not, that's anybody's guess. And but I think Trump only wants to give him the one piece and keep the other three pieces back to the Ukraine, or maybe that's a Ukrainian thing. So the head of the EU came out today and said, "Look, Trump's the only man in my lifetime that can do any of this. He's the only man that could have nuked Iran without any consequences. He's the only man that will be able to take care of Russia and the Ukraine without further starting the war." She said, you already heard him say he's not giving them weapons anymore. That's it. Weapons are over with. We're not going to supply them weapons anymore. But hey, Sean, we're not going to supply Europe with weapons either. We're like, screw you. You can buy weapons from us, but that's all you're going to get is weapons from us.
Oh, we've been providing. I mean, you might even call it, at the end of World War III, you might call it peace troops. But we've been providing, military support. I don't know if you want to call it support, but basically putting our thumb in Europe. We've had bases, hundreds of them, all over Europe after World War III or World War II. Since 45, 46, they've been up there. That's a long time. That's money that's coming out of my pocket, Sean's pocket, your pocket. We're paying.
She told at the meeting of the 29 countries the other day, she told them, look, America's right. Right now, if you add up everything they give us and everything they've used and every territory they've got here, because they charge us to be there, they charge us rent. She says he estimated the $166 trillion that we're in debt to them is right. She said, what happens if America decides they want to foreclose on that and want their money? How we're going to come up? We can't come up.
But we still haven't been paid back from World War II either.
That's what they're talking about. This debt runs all the way to World War II. And it's not just World War II. It's not just the debt from World War II. It's help building them after World War II. It's helping keeping them secure after World War II. So Egon started this with when he said he was going to take back the Statue of Liberty. That's when I forgot who it was said, okay, that's fine. Give us the $166 trillion you owe us, and we'll call it square.
Yeah.
Well, first off, that would annihilate Europe, but it would put America in a position. It would pay off all of our debt. It would allow us to build a big military over the next 10 years, and everybody in America would get $1 million, and they would still be like $40 trillion to have. Of course, yeah, that works for us. I mean, all Americans would go for that plan.
Absolutely.
I could see Sean out there spending $1 million. He'd have a harem, man. Sean's harem.
No. That Sean would have a bigger harem.
Yeah, maybe two harems.
Two harems, yeah. The southern one and the northern one.
So I don't know. It's time for it to end. So they just got to come to an agreement that they can all three live with. And then who was it? One of the other foreign leaders said that America shouldn't be involved, and they said, well, America wouldn't be involved, but you made them involved.
Yeah, but the fact is that I don't think any other country, any other leader, not even whoever the head of the UN or NATO is, I don't think any of them could have gotten these two men to the table. And there's been a little bit of backlash. They've had a little bit of. You could
tell by the way everything went down yesterday. Putin only has respect for Trump. As far as he's concerned, the EU is bullshit. One nuke, the whole EU is gone.
Yeah,
he's not.
I think as a total, the entire peninsula of Europe is about the size of Georgia and Alabama altogether.
So they're not going to put up with it. So Putin's like, look, let Trump handle this because you fuckers don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. And Trump, and I can tell you, Trump wants to give them Crimea and that first piece of land, but he wants the other three pieces given back. So, or Zelensky might want them given back. I don't know. Somebody wants them given back. So if they can go with that, and then the other sticking point is NATO. He does not want the Ukraine to become a NATO country. That is a no-no. It's a deal breaker. And Europe, for Europe, that's a deal breaker. Europe says that there's no deal without the Ukraine becoming NATO. Well, the United States is like, fuck you. You don't need them as NATO. That's just pushing up against Russian borders and making trouble. And that's when the blonde lady said, well, we've already got the big brother America in the back us up now. So everybody's got to up 5% to NATO, which is going to build NATO big and strong, way bigger than anything that the Russians or the Chinese have. Then on top of that, everybody's going to give another 8% to their own countries for military and design their own 6th generation planes and their own troops and all. So between that and NATO, they're pretty powerful. And then if they get into something they can't handle, they still have us. So they'll have all that material to go out and fight a war themselves. And if they start losing, they can just call Mr. Trump, or whoever's president, please come save our ass like we did in World War I.
Mr. Vance.
I don't know if Vance is going to get it. There's been some talk about he's a what do they call him? He believes in us before anything else. So he's even harder than Trump is about it. So he before we do anything for any other countries, we need to make sure our country's 100%. Well, our country's never going to be 100%.
No, but there is a lot of infrastructure that needs to be addressed in this entire nation. I mean, our roads are for crap. Our sewer systems are for crap. Our electrical grid is in jeopardy of collapsing any minute of any day.
Yeah, well, if you start putting all them electric cars on there, it's going to definitely be in jeopardy.
I don't know how it is in Pittsburgh, but I know New York's power grid is straining. New York City has brownouts quite frequently throughout the summer because of the heat and transformers going out and circuit breakers breaking and whatnot. So we need updates. We need, we have, for Christ's sakes, we have smart refrigerators that will tell you you're out of goddamn milk nowadays, but we don't have a system that, a new electrical grid. We don't have that. We don't have a smart electrical grid. Think about that. We have smartphones, we got smart spoons, smart forks, all kinds of smart stupid shit, but not a smart.
In Pittsburgh, we don't have no power outages at all. None.
That's good. Well, I know New York is plagued with them, especially the upstate and in the New York City, the larger population areas, Buffalo area, Binghamton, New York, those places. They frequently are, you hear about brownouts throughout the summer because they're overtaxed and the grid is, about to collapse if we don't do something about it now. And if it collapses before we do something about it, it may collapse to the point where it would be very difficult to recover. It might even be years. So, I mean, something needs to be done about that. And not very many presidents even think about it. I mean, they talk about it all up and down the presidential campaign trail, but as soon as they say, by God, I swear I'll be the president, boom, they forget all about it.
Why do you think, Jay?
Because it costs money. Money they don't want to spend. Money they would rather put in their pocket than use to fix the planet.
But look at all the money Trump has gotten so far. Like he can't throw any of that money into it.
He's brought in allegedly $180 trillion with his tariff program. That's fantastic. If we can keep that up through once he leaves office, we could go income tax free for the rest of our lives.
I think Jay got that figure a little wrong there, but
well, whatever. It is a big number. 150.
Oh no, I'm not arguing about. So he's brought in $15 trillion in new industry. That's pays down the deficit to 20 trillion, and then so far between 5 countries, I think it's either somewhere between 380 billion and 500 billion he's brought in just on tariffs. So, I mean, the man's close to $16 trillion. I mean, that puts us at 20 or 19 trillion. That's the lowest the deficit's been since Clinton.
Since ever, yeah.
Clinton paid it off, and Reagan actually brought it down some, but Clinton paid it off. And then, of course, we went right back to spending again.
Yeah.
So here we are. And this is what I forgot who said this the other day. It might have been Vance or somebody else. But so we've got $36 trillion in debt. Our schools are pieces of shit. Our roads and bridges are pieces of shit. Our military is good, but we're only spending $1 trillion a year in the military. So where the fuck is all this money going?
This
is me and showing Social Security they're fucking paying here.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I want to know where my money's going.
Up on that too.
Yeah, it's true. It's I want to know where that money is going. You know, and then of course when you go look at programs like USAID, where they spend close to at least $500 billion on DEI shit, you're just sitting there going, "What?" Every time I hear somebody else talk about this shit, the only thing I can say is, "What? They did what? They did what?" Now they had this other agency where they said, "Oh, the lower court said you can't throw them out," and not the Supreme Court, but the appeals court said, "Oh yeah, you can fire all those people." So they went to go in there,
Hey, Heidi.
and they had private security, wouldn't let them in.
Huh.
They told the guys fired, he wouldn't
Heidi.
leave. Hey, Heidi, how you doing, sweetie? So then Trump said, "Fine, I'll send somebody over there to get you to leave." So then what Trump did, instead of sending people over, he just fired the security people.
Huh. Whacking hut.
Then they let people back into the building. But you know, he's trying to save. If he gets his way in industries and just stupid waste in our country, he'll save us close to $1 trillion a year. A year. So I mean, 10 years from now, it's 10 trillion plus the 15 he brought in, 16 he brought in. That's 26 trillion. And he's going to probably bring in, because of these tariffs he's putting on everybody else. You know, he's bringing the pharmaceuticals back to the United States. He's bringing all kind of stuff back to the United States. So we're going to probably see 20, 25 trillion.
Excuse me. He did sign an executive order.
Damn, dude.
Ordering the stockpiling of ingredients for pharmaceuticals. He's expecting another COVID attack or something, maybe in the next year. I don't know.
Oh wait, and then this is something nobody wants to talk about. So they're almost positive now that Wuhan was a leak. It didn't come from some bat pissing on some cat. That was the stupidest thing I ever heard to start off with. And we know that Fauci wasn't working for the CDC at the time when he ordered gain-of-function research. And then the Chinese leaked it. They don't even think it was an accident. They think it was on purpose. So now the Europeans are like, well, wait a minute. We want our money back. So right now, if everybody whose country was affected, you're looking at $150 to $200 trillion. What the fuck is China going to do? They're bankrupt. Nobody's going to buy anything.
Bankruptcy anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So they're bankrupt. Nobody's going to buy anything from them. Everybody's going to start seizing their shit. And what, they're going to start World War III? They can't start. Where they get their asses kicked. And somebody else did. Well, they got 800 nukes. I said, yeah, they got 800 nukes. We know where each one of them was. We'll blow them with the first fucking day. I said, what are they going to use? Their Air Force? I said, the United States Air Force is twice, actually, I think it's 4 times the size of the Chinese Air Force.
Plus, we also talked about this a few shows back. We actually looked into it. And at that time, I don't know about now, but 3, 4, 5 weeks, I don't know, a couple months ago, we saw that the internet at least says that China's nuclear devices aren't active. They're functioning, but they're not like fire ready. So it would take them time to get them into a vertical position first of all, and then into a launch tube second of all, and then third of all get it prepped for launch. So
when Jay and I looked this up the first time, it was about a couple months back, they said they weren't on missiles. Currently, they're saying 200 or 300 or 800 on missiles. It don't matter if all 800 on missiles. What's going to happen is first day, boom, 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 their missiles are gone. 800 missiles, not that hard to destroy. And then on top of that, we know what we're going to do. We're going to sink every submarine they got first day. And what are they going to do? Call Russia? Putin, you got to come save us. Putin goes, oh, no, I don't want to fuck with Trump. No. No, me and Trump friends. I'm fixing to get the terrorists taken off China. You on your own. No, fuck you. And North Korea's going to say, oh, we'll come help you. And then boom, 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 boom. 4 or 5 nukes are going to hit North Korea, and South Korea is just going to roll over them like they weren't even there. And then Taiwan's going to jump into it because Taiwan's going to try to claim some territory on the edge of China because they're going to be like, fuck you. We're going to get some more territory. And then China's in a shithole. They do have more ships than we do, but they don't have more ships than us and NATO and Europe combined. I mean, I think we have triple the amount they do. So they're screwed.
If we were to go on the offensive, in the realm of Nazi Germany, and say take over Canada. Let's just say we did it. We marched in.
Fuck you Canadians. We're going to take you over.
Fuck England.
We're going to steal your women and kill your men. Yeah, that sounds good.
We would probably initially be attacked by England immediately. An attack which we would probably easily and quickly repel.
No, I'll tell you this right now. even if we took
no
Canada
political
over,
opportunity.
England's not going to attack us for three reasons.
They can't.
One, no, they can't. But more importantly, unfortunately for England, unfortunately for us, our militaries and our finances are so intertwined you can't. If either one attacks the other, boom, it's a big major disaster for both countries.
Both
So
economies will probably
England's going to go. England's going to say, okay, you take a China and you give us some money. Oh, not China. You take Canada and you give us some money and we'll be all happy. And he said, and I can hear the king now, you know what, you might as well take Greenland while you're there because there's only 50,000 people there. We'll drop some troops on it and say, oh, you want to start a war? Come fuck with us. No, we kick your ass.
So since Shawnee gave me the nickname Doomsday, the situation I can see or can speculate on is why can't we just go ahead and say we're doing it out of self-defense because Carney's bringing in Chinese military and letting them hang around in their country.
See, that we could consider an act of war, but
yeah, well, they've done it. Why haven't we?
No, Trump put an end to that in the first time around. Oh,
was that John?
Doomsday J. Oh my God.
Doomsday.
I love you, man.
That live up to the nickname, man.
Doomsday. I love you, man.
We kill all of you people.
Wars between these two different countries.
Well, I really think Russia would just back out of a war.
Hey,
with
didn't
China.
Trump just stop the war?
Do a what? I didn't hear what you said.
I don't know. My internet's.
Yeah, your mic's
Trump
cutting in and out.
Bartered or made a peace deal with Cambodia and Thailand.
Yes, he did. They ended their war just like. So wait, not only did he end the war with India and Pakistan, he made both of them new trade partners. And not just for stuff, we're going to start supplying both of military because we told India, stop buying gasoline from Russia or we're going to fucking cut you off of everything. And he said, you buy military stuff or gasoline from Russia anymore, we're cutting you off. And Moby, Mr. Moby, like the whale Moby Dick. Yeah. I wonder if the girls really like
DJ, Moby. He has
anyway, he said, okay, because it's much more beneficial so India could surpass China with deals like these, especially if we're cutting off China and up in India. And I used to say this all the time. People laughed at me when I said, oh, within 10 years, India will be bigger than China population. Oh, Joe, no way. Well, they're bigger. And I said, you give them another 20 years after that, financially, they'll be bigger because they're a free country. And we have less problem dealing with a free country than we do with a communist country. Even the Germans and all are talking about it, and the Europe's talking about it. And I like that little blonde bitch. That old lady does not play around. She basically told y'all going to get in line and do what you told is what you're going to do if you're going to be part of the EU. Now, I haven't heard her say anything about the Germans' new space plane, and I haven't been able to find enough information to see if it's a prototype, if it's flying, or if it's just a concept. They do look like they built a smaller one, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Because if it's a legit space plane that can maneuver in and out, we'll probably buy it from them.
Yeah,
we give you F-35s, you give us space plane. Yes, that works.
We give how much money per year to NASA? They could probably afford to buy a few for their, pathetic space program as it is of today's current standards.
NASA should be sucking Elon's dick every day.
They should be buying some. Why are they hitching rides from a billionaire? They should be flying their own shit. I don't understand it. Why are we paying?
Well, no. That's not how it works. So I said this way back when I was hosting Wake Up USA. I said the only way you'll ever see real space travel or real advances in space is to privatize, and that's what they're doing. So what NASA did is they said, okay, we're going to give Elon Musk this contract. We're going to give Jeff Bezos' dickface this contract, and we're going to give Boeing, whose doors fall off an aircraft, this contract. And that's what they did. So Blue Origin. Oh, wait, let's wait to somebody else. Sierra, it was Sierra Nevada. They changed their name to Sierra something else. But what?
Joe Fox. Joe Fox is in the room.
No, hey, Joe. So now
so
Sierra
far.
is the one got the space plane, the one that goes up, looks like the shuttle, a mini shuttle. So actually, NASA has 4 different projects to get them into space. They couldn't before that. It was every 10 years they could build a new space program. Now they got 4 of them in less than 8 years or 6 years. So it's a better way for them to go, and then they don't have to risk, all that shit they got to do.
Where are they going first?
Artemis rocket is going to the moon first. So the project is to go to the moon, see where we're going to build the first moon colony, and start mining helium-3. And then a joint project with NASA, Elon Musk, and somebody else. I think it's going to be Sierra, are going to Mars, probably within less than 10 years.
I will bet
maybe even sooner.
$90 that the base will be somewhere on the southern hemisphere, near or right at the day-night terminator.
Well, according to China, there is a shitload of helium-3 on the backside, so we might actually see him go there. Remember, no one can own property on the moon. And right now, if China keeps going down in money, they won't be able to get there.
11, 12, 13 didn't go, 14, 15, 16, 17.
So it's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 American flags up there, dude.
Yeah, and because you can't own territory in space. That's the UN. Let me finish. That's the UN, and America can. Yeah, I know. UN, the United States can give them a double bird and say, "Fuck you, we're going to take territory wherever we want." And I mean, that's just how it's going to be.
Remind me though, where was the UN in 1969? Did it exist?
I think they were giving me a blowjob. It's no, really. I'd have to ask. I might have to put Alexa in here so I can talk to her more. But it's
1945. Wow. Okay, so it was there.
Yeah, no, it's been around for a while, but it's ineffective because if the U.S. wants to do this or that, Russia and China have a veto vote. If Russia and China want to do this and that, America has a veto vote. So nothing ever fucking gets done.
Yeah. It's
rare that you get a unanimous decision on anything. And then the guy who leads it he's how can I say this politely? A communist Muslim fuckface. It's just they don't, the UN's supposed to be something that all the countries can relate to and deal with. When you put people like the leaders they have in right now, they're useless. And they know that the U.S. is going to veto all of that shit. So why would you put somebody in like that? Did you know for sure that the UN, not just us, that our allies are going to veto too? It should go back down to the amount of votes win. If China's got a project and everybody votes for it, then it should win. No,
the new head of the UN. No, wasn't he like the former head of the EU something or other? He's a Norwegian or.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up to be 100% sure.
He seems like a really good.
All I can tell you is he's a fuckface. And what do you mean, Denise? Why I call him a fuckface? Because he's a fuckface. He's anti-American. Yeah, he's anti-American. He don't like
Antonio
us.
Guterres is the current head of the UN, Secretary General of the United Nations. His full name is Antonio Manuel de Oliveira Guterres. Born in 1949, Portuguese politician and diplomat.
He let the power go to his head, is all I can tell you.
You want to come on the show, CL? We need a woman.
Oh, you got to remind me, Jay, to contact that lady.
Which lady?
The one Michelle sent me for the News and the Flip Side show. I want to try to remember to do it today or tomorrow. And
I don't remember her name.
I got it in my email. On my phone. Just say, Joe, remember to contact a woman for News on the Flip Side. And she sounds like she really knows her stuff, so we'll find out. And now Sean, you can't be falling in love with nobody.
Definitely you got to come
CL
on.
CL says, nah, I might. You have to come on. Hey, Donna, good to see you. CL, come on, Donna. Man. You got
CL, you big chicken girl.
You have to. Come on.
She's just scared to be up here with all these sexy guys. She's just scared to be up here with
She'll be
the
on
fancy
with
guy.
you,
She might
tomorrow.
fall out or
Come
something.
on, CL. Come on. You can say whatever you want on the chat, man. It's open.
Actually, you
mic
can
on
say whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can say,
And
fuck
it's
are you,
all right.
assholio.
You
Yes,
can
that's
get
my
your
favorite
F-bombs
saying.
out.
Fuck are you, assholio. You assholio, you.
Hey, I you got to come on, CL. Don't be shy. Come on. Enjoy us. Enjoy.
Let's see.
This is where you can really vent. What you're
it is a
feeling.
good place to vent.
Yeah,
With no
absolutely.
one.
Okay, Artemis
Nice.
goes to moon. They were talking about building this massive
When you
solar
look at
panel
launch
in
date?
space to give us power. Now it's massive.
You know what?
I never
you know
met
what,
what.
CL? Who
I met.
the hell with the
I met it.
paranormal? Come on.
What paranormal? You can talk about
Come
paranormal
on,
in here
CL.
too. We were talking about demons
you can
yesterday.
talk that.
We were talking
Come
about
on,
who's the best
CL.
paranormal
It's
research.
all right.
You
We
know,
got
it's funny. People always send me this question: what is the best tool that you know of for doing paranormal? And I always type in there, me. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, fuck a
Thank
tool.
you,
I don't need a
Donna.
tool. I said, I touch a man. Look, I'm like,
The best paranormal tool you can ever get is
me.
EYES or EYES. Yes. Your eyes. Your eyes. Not my eyes, not Joe's eyes, not Johnny's eyes. Your eyes are just.
That's it. I'm sending a gray to CL's house. That's it. CL, if you hear something knocking on your window, it's a gray.
Oh, we were just talking about that. See,
She says, what do you all think about the Putin Trump meeting? That's what she says. But come on,
I think that
on the show.
Trump's girlfriend dressed nicely and was very polite and held his hand very softly.
Send her a link, Sean.
It was very cutesy, and I'm not sure if Trump didn't get a blowjob.
Send her the invite link, Sean. Send her the invite link.
Okay, let's see. Artemis 2 launch expected to take place in early 2026.
I'll send it back to you. You can forward it.
Artemis 3 crew lunar lander scheduled for 2027. Artemis 4 docking with lunar gateway planned for 2028. So basically, they're going to be sending all kind of shit up from 2026 through 2028.
Wow.
They're sending up a rover so they can land and go exploring. A different type rover than was up there before. Elon's already sent two to see which one was the best, so I guess they've already made up their mind.
They did it. I don't forget where I saw it. It was probably on Fox News, but NASA is working on. No, it wasn't. I was just flipping through the channel, so it was some random channel I stopped on. NASA is working on a new kind of robotics that are transformers. I'm not making that up. Things that they can transform into different shapes and things so they can get over obstacles or, I guess, test objects. Or
Canada's making a cruise ship to take their whole country there. Oh, see, it'd be empty territory. We just go take it over, Canada. Canada, you can't even build a fucking rocket.
They don't even have the infrastructure to, survive in the vacuum of space.
You Canadians are so weird. Y'all very pretty, but very weird, too. I'm just saying, I want to see Canada build a rocket ship.
You look at some of those Ukrainian girls. There are some pretty girls over there too.
Oh, but they kick your ass.
Yeah, maybe so, but still, they're pretty.
Your ass.
You know what? They are pretty. Not as cute as ours.
I don't know what these guys are speaking about. They skanky, ugly.
All right, CL, Mark.
They smell like puppy dogs.
Who?
Ukrainian girls. They haven't had a bath. They haven't had a bath in 3 years, man.
No, you're thinking of Indian girls.
Shame on you. You know JD's Vance wife's an Indian girl. Shame on you.
She's American. Give me a break. She didn't grow up.
No, she's an Indian, man.
No, she is.
Oh,
He's
so I'm
Indian.
listening to
He's Indian.
the Jeffries guy the other day. So he's talking about, you know what? I probably should have voted for Trump in the last election. It's a hardcore Democrat. He said, but I can't vote for JD Vance because he's a whatever. He said, but I would vote for Marco Rubio. This is a stout Democrat saying this, man. I was like,
she's American.
wow.
She's of Indian descent, but she's
Indian, man. You look at the woman. Go take a look at her. She look Indian to me.
Indian.
Citizenship
And
wise,
she speaks
she's American,
Indian.
but she is of Indian descent. I mean, I can barely pronounce her last name, and I'm pretty good at last names. Chilu Kukri.
Well,
I can get it.
Well, my ex-girlfriend was Indian. My ex-girlfriend was
Cherokee. Kick your ass, Joe. She used to tell me all the time. I was like, whatever.
Yes, please, Mark. Thank you.
Mark Eddy says he's at a new. Let me get dressed. Okay, Mark.
Yeah, keep the camera off until then. Thank you.
Please.
Yes, we don't want to see no naked people on the camera.
Yeah, that's only on Friday nights, and we only let Sean do it because he's got a brass bowl in that room.
Yes, and Charles got a big bra too, so
that's my job. Sexy Santa nude. Yes.
Sexy Santa.
So NASA's been steady launching these big ass rockets.
Sean, is this still 5 for 10 photos?
But my ex-girlfriend, she was Indian.
There are some very pretty Indian girls. There really are.
Mine's Italian.
Joe Fox said her name is Usha, for God's sake.
Yes.
Hey, Joe, I sent you the link to come on.
Look at it. They just put you down. Oh, man, just bitch slash you.
My point was not that she wasn't Indian. I didn't say that. I said she wasn't born in India. She was born in America, and that's what
they just say that to make Jay feel better.
Smack.
I know. They're just saying it to make you feel better.
Smack.
This thing's on recording, isn't it? Back it up. Said she was born in America. She's an American Indian, if you want to give her that title.
So the other day, one of the Apollo astronauts came out and said that they know what happened to 18, 19, and 20, and they weren't taken apart.
What happened to? Well, allegedly, the LEM from one of those programs is sitting in the main hallway of the Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. I've seen it.
It doesn't mean it's from it. They had several.
Doesn't mean 17, 18, or 19, or 20, yes. Or I mean, 17 is on the moon. It would be 18, 19, or 20. Excuse me.
Yeah, 18, 19, or 20, yeah. But he said he knew. You know what? Come to think about that, when I was talking with Edgar Mitchell and Buzz Aldrin in D.C. that time, I actually asked them about 18, 19, and 20. And they fucking clammed up like, he said, "Oh, look, the steaks are here." And then I went to ask Buzz, "Oh, Buzz, look, the lobster's here." I'm like, "Oh," so I'm not going to get an answer in, my guys. And they said it's classified. Both of them said the same answer at the same time. It's classified. So that means they used them for something.
Allegedly, 2 of them went to the backside of the moon, and the last one went to Mars.
Yeah, actually, there was a rumor that a crewless ship was sent to Mars to see how it would work, and if it could actually get there or not. Well, I don't know. Back then, I didn't think we had the ability to pilot a craft. I mean, to pilot a craft remote like that.
I mean, what would it take back then? 8, 9 months with that technology?
Oh, yeah, at least 9 months. Probably 9 months. Well, it depends where Mars was when they shot it off. Well, if it was coming in perigee with Earth. Well, you know, if it was coming,
optimal, yeah. But if they didn't have a choice to shot off with non-optimal, it could be up to a year, maybe even a year and a half. If
it was at its farthest, at 2 years. If it was at its closest, 9 months.
Yeah.
CL can't make it. She's cooking dinner.
Oh, she's cooking dinner.
You like dinner?
Oh, yeah, she'd be cooking dinner, man. Hey, I cook dinner and get online all the time. What the hell?
Yeah. I cook dinner sometimes while I'm online.
I know that.
Shit, I was making shrimp scampi last week and I was live with you guys, man. Come on.
Oh, man, I haven't had that in a long time.
Shrimp scampi. Oh, man, I got an easy recipe for shrimp scampi, too. Really good one.
Is your scampi?
Joe, that's ignorant, man. Joe, that's ignorant. No.
What? Wait, what were you saying, Jay?
scampi? Is it a butter sauce or is it in
okay, listen. I make it with a butter sauce sometimes. Sometimes I make
We
a
got
cream
Mark
sauce
Eddy.
with like half and half. And then sometimes I make it with chicken broth. And but when I do a lot of liquid, I prefer to use butter and a couple other little ingredients, and I throw them in there.
Liquid.
You know, I'll grill the shrimp first just to get a nice, get them to a nice color, and then I'll put it in because you want to have enough liquid that you can dredge your noodles through it. Oh, and speaking of that, I use a kind of noodles, like they look like spaghetti, but they're hollow inside.
Oh yeah. I don't know what they're called. They're tubes.
Yeah. Dredge them.
Yeah.
My wife prefers angel hair pasta, but these are so good because it picks up all the stuff.
Enough of the sauce, though. You need something flat, like a small linguine.
No, that's like eating air, man. That's like eating a potato chip. No.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark Eddy, good to see you. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for putting on a shirt, Mark. Really.
Yes, please. I mean,
thanks for thinking that I might know something.
You don't have to know anything to be on this show. That's a great part about this show. Yeah, you don't have no shit. You can be talking about air in this fucking show.
This is the chat.
We actually
these two guys I was talking to earlier, they're like, "What are y'all doing this show?" I said, I don't know. We just talk. And they're like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" I said, "No, whatever the fuck people. We just talk."
Noodles
I said usually it's multiple topics.
And
right
Mark,
now, while y'all doing that,
we had a listener back me up on this show. We had a listener that said to Joe, "Are you going to talk food tonight?" Like they were making sure that we talked that subject. And we just remind people that the show is about nothing. We talk about nothing. We talk about everything, whatever you want. I mean, there's a question I put in the bottom ticker. What's happening in your world? You let us know, and if you want, Joe's got a much bigger text
what's
audience
happening in your world, Mark? Anything?
Well, I'm a cooking freak. Oh, speaking of that, so let me get back to the room. So tomorrow I'm gonna make buttercream icing. Okay, homemade buttercream icing. Oh yeah, homemade cake, homemade buttercream icing. I can't eat none because I'll gain like 10 pounds, but this shit is so smooth, so sweet.
Never leaving.
So look. So easy recipe for anybody leaving it. So all you need butter.
I'll buy the food. You cook it.
you got all you need is unsalted butter, confectioner's sugar, vanilla, and a little couple of spoons of milk, and mix it all together. Oh my God! And you
lost me into butter. I mean, that just sounds immediately yummy.
Well, because you got to make the butter all nice and soft,
Mark,
whip it up,
and
then you whip it in.
You do any cooking, Mark?
It's
Mark, you
not...
have to come out and start talking, dude.
Mark said it's a TV dinner. He's happy, man. Mark said it's a TV dinner. He's good.
It's not on Joe's level. It's like maybe a step below with just your basic meat and potatoes kind of stuff.
I like a good meat and potatoes. I learned something about all men. All men know how to cook at least one good dish.
Oh, I got more than that.
Well, I'm just saying, all men can most of us can cook more than I just came from a family of freaks. That's
our most favorite, I would think. I mean, the thing I make the best is spaghetti. I'm 59 years old. I've been watching my mom make it since I was a kid.
No, Amelia,
she used to make it from scratch. We have to get Amelia.
So when I make spaghetti, I have to stuff the meatballs. So I've got a little secret about meatballs. You can stuff them with cheese. But one day I decided to get crazy and I chopped up some garlic and I chopped up some green onions and some celery and stuffed the fuckers with that, right?
Oh, man.
Put them in there and cooked. I remember when people were biting into them, they were going, what the fuck did you do? They were fabulous, man. They were
the secret to garlic, though, that most people don't know is the finer or smaller you cut it, the more astringent and powerful and strong it is. If you cut it in larger pieces, you can stuff it into things like a meatball or
it's so good
pasta, or you can crack it whole like that.
Glenda, no, I can make a sauce from scratch if I want to. But I'm gonna tell you,
My grandmother used to make roasted cloves. She would just pop them
Oh, that's really good.
and then roast like a pumpkin seeds. You put them on a pan in the oven for a few minutes and then hand them out.
You can't go wrong with garlic.
No,
you can't.
It sounds gross, but
if you ever want to just try something different, go to the grocery store, buy some crab boil or some crawfish boil if they have it. Go get a bunch of cloves of garlic, cut them in half, throw them in there, and let them boil for a while. When they get out, they are, oh my God, you squish them on some cracker and just eat the garlic just like that. It is fat. I like roasted garlic too, but this is even better.
Right.
It's
well, you know what, AJ, they're down south. He's down south, so he can eat that shit. Not up north. We can't eat that stuff, man.
I have tried crawdad. It's not bad.
Well, no, this isn't crawdad. This is just the stuff you make crawdads in, and just the garlic, or you can put some onion in it too. It's called the vegetable pot. So you put the boil in there, just the stuff that you'd boil crawfish in. No crawfish, no crabs, just a boil. Let it get the boiling. Put your garlic in first. Let it go for a while. Cut it in half. Let it go for a while. And remember this. So when you put in, you can add any other thing, sausage you want to, or corn. Man, you add cut a half piece of corn. It's delicious. Always remember to put the mushrooms in last, because them little fuckers will soak up that shit. Man, they do, but it's not that. If you leave it in more like 7 or 8 minutes, they will have so much of that, and you can't eat them. Your eyes will be tearing and roll. They're good and horrible at the same time. So they call them coupons down here, by the way. So you just cut it. You throw them in there.
Did you guys ever make a meatloaf, or we put?
Oh yeah, man! I can make a good. I haven't tried with the hard-boiled eggs, but I've eaten making meatloaf.
I one time made spaghetti and meatballs. The bar that I hung out at, Jim Collins in Savannah, it's closed now, unfortunately. Wonderful place. They had a red, white, and blue themed, go figure, 4th of July party. So you had to bring either red, white, or blue food or drink. And so I chose red spaghetti sauce, spaghetti and meatballs. And my mom gave me her recipe, and I made meatballs. And it was the one time I made them. Didn't stuff them. Didn't know that trick. But everybody loved them. I mean, my mom's meatballs, she would make so many meatballs that the next day for lunch when we went to school, we had a meatball sandwich, which was...
That's the way you should do it, because that way you can eat meatballs.
Buttered bread with a sliced...
That's the way it should be,
yeah. You should always make it. And I mean, there's so many things you can put in a meatball without stuffing them. They're fabulous anyway. But see, I fry mine really good before I put them into any sauce. I mean, I get a good sear all the way around. They're about halfway cooked when I drop them in there.
Yeah, you got to fry them in the pan first, and then you put them in.
Yeah, you got to fry them in the pan. Drop them in the sauce and let them go.
We got to get Amelia on here.
Yeah.
She's a rookie next to me, man. I was giving a shit about it the other day. She was telling me something the other day. She was telling me something she cooked. No, listen. She goes, she's telling me something she's cooking the other day. I said, did you add this and this and this? She said, well, no. I said, you rookie. She's like, I said, you're Canadian. I said, there's no way a Canadian can be a better cook than me. Not in a million years.
No, she should do a food show. Literally, the pictures I've seen, she should do a food show where she cooks while she's on camera. That would be fantastic.
No, she loves to cook. She's a cooking freak.
I agree with you.
But she don't know what seasoning is, man.
Joe, what do you think about the scene in The Godfather where Clemenza was talking about, put the sugar in with the meatballs? And I guess, from what I've read, while filming that scene, Coppola and Puzo argued over, would a Sicilian family actually use sugar?
Actually, they would, but only only one way. So when you're working a sauce, a pasta sauce, if you get one that's really, really bitter, then you actually add sugar. It don't matter if you're Italian, Spanish, everybody will add a little bit of sugar, not so you can taste the sweetness of the sugar, but so it takes the bitterness away.
The taste, yes.
Yeah. So, because sometimes you get a paste or something that's really, really tangy. It's too much. So you add just a little tiny sugar in it, and it takes it away, and it gives it a nice, smooth flavor. Actually, my Dago grandmother taught me that one.
The best trick that I learned that my mom taught me is you take 2 cans of canned tomatoes, I believe canned peeled tomatoes, one small like really tiny can of tomato paste, and you start cooking that with your spices and your green pepper and onion already chopped and clarified, and then once the sauces, the 3 cans mix, you throw in a shaved carrot, a big shaved carrot. You throw it in, and you let that carrot boil in with the
because
sauce.
carrots are very sweet themselves.
Immediately will counteract the salty tomato paste, and then at the end, you take out the carrot and you throw it at one of your kids and make them eat it, which usually fell on me. I was the fat kid of the 3 of us.
Well, carrots when they cook nice and they're nice and soft. They put carrots in a lot of stuff down here. I mean, different types of stews.
Irish, so Irish food sucks. So
I made
like most of my mom's food.
I made a beef stew for. Beef beef soup. For winter I made a beef soup, and so beef soup you can put whatever you want into it. I usually find some fatty big chunk of meat, brown it a little bit, toss it in, let it start cooking in a pan.
That's the way you do it.
And start throwing in what I'm going to throw in there now.
Yep.
Sometimes I'll put potatoes and corn and all kind of shit in it. And tomatoes, carrots and stuff like that.
If you want a gravy.
And I change the vegetables sometimes. Sometimes there'll be cabbage in it. Sometimes celery. It just depends what kind of mood I'm in. But sometimes there'll be all of that shit in there.
You know what's good to use instead of cabbage though? Sometimes they call it Korean cabbage or Chinese cabbage is bok choy. It's a very, very awesome.
Bok choy is just a little baby cabbage. Yeah.
It's like cabbage. Consistency wise,
I had a cat named Bok
Choy. But it
Choy.
cooks really well. It doesn't some cabbage gets kind of limp and flimsy if you boil it or cook it too long.
I like Brussels sprouls.
Oh God!
I like Brussels sprouts.
$5 to try them. I took one and I tried it and I went, immediately spit it out, and that was like 8.
Brussels sprouts.
My brother got the $5. Me and my sister
well, what is it? Jimmy John's sandwiches. They put Brussels sprouts all over them damn sandwiches.
But I gave them another try as an adult, like not too long ago, 10 years ago, not too long ago, and I cooked them at home. I ate one and I threw the rest away.
Here's the secret, Jay.
Don't eat them.
Jay, here's the secret. Just put a shitload of butter. No, put a shitload of butter on them.
I didn't think about that. I cooked them the way somebody else told me they taste better that way, and it didn't work. So,
well, they're in pretty much all Chinese food. So I mean, it's just one of the things. But it's I make good Chinese.
But the
Chinese
put them in. They're very, very small, and they're boiled to the point where, like, when
they're usually about that long. They're just a root, basically. Is all they are with a little seed top
like that, and like it's like a ball, and it pops like a grape when you chew it.
Well, we don't get none of them. All we get is the thin. They look like roots. They're about yay long. They're real skin. They're white, and they got a little seed top thing on the top of them. You drop them in there, and they're good to go.
Like the baby corn. Baby corn like that big. Those are good.
I'll tell you something. It took me forever to learn how to do was to properly put egg in fried rice. Man, I'd put it in. It should be like clumped up. I finally learned out how you string it through the rice. That shit was driving me crazy for like 3 years, and then I finally figured out how you do it.
Here's another secret, Joe.
I like a good fried rice.
Quickly scramble it in another smaller pot, and then you throw it on top and break it up.
Yeah, you can do that too. But because
that's in my recipe.
Well, actually, the way the guy showed me how to do it was just before you add your rice, he said do it in the pan, and that way when you add your rice, it's already stringing. You're just mixing it in as you go with everything else. That way, it's absorbing. All the because they use like an oyster paste and a couple of different other seasons besides that. Worcestershire and things like that they drop in it. Now we got a thing called the Cajun Worcestershire down here, which is a little bit different.
A little bit more spicy.
How's it different than the usual Worcestershire sauce?
There's just an extra couple of seasons.
Make your eyes water and the whites of your eyes.
But it's not hot. I mean, it's not spicy, but it's just seasoning-y. So down here, you slap your mama or a couple of the other different brands of seasoning. Those are really good, but you can't use much of them because it will turn the food very hot. But if you use just a light part of them, it just adds a bunch of seasoning, good flavor to it. But you got to watch. A lot of them are heavy in salt. So you got to be careful. You can't add salt. So when we cook, you will never see me add salt to a dish ever. Because most of the stuff I cook with will probably have salt in it, so you don't have to add it. And besides, I like to keep my sodium
Oh
low
my
anyway.
God, he's not kidding. There's Cajun Chef, Cajun something or other. I can't remember. It's too small. These are Cajun Worcestershire sauces.
Yeah.
Cajun Power.
Well, there's a guy called I can't think of his name, Slack or something. Another. He cooks a lot of seafood. He cooks a lot of Cajun seafood and stuff.
That's just the top results.
But he likes his very hot. There's a Cajun hot sauce, which I don't know why we have to have. We got Tabasco is plenty hot enough. You don't really need it. And Tabasco comes in 5 or 6 flavors anyway. And then there's Louisiana Crystal sauce, and it's there's at least a dozen different kind of hot sauces you can get down here. Yes, and you'll see him when he's doing like crawfish. You'll see him out there shaking 4 bottles in at a time, dropping a whole jar of fucking jalapenos in there. I'm thinking, dude, but they do that. Yeah.
How long do you usually cook crawdads?
So crawdads is a simple thing. You start putting your stuff in. You bring your crawdads up to a boil.
Go in brown, come out red.
And then only 5 minutes is all you're cooking for. And then you let them soak for up to 30 minutes. And if you do it that way, when you pop the head, you'll suck the juice will come right out. You grab the meat and you just grab the bottom of the tail, and it comes right out. No peeling, no nothing, no involved. Same thing with the shrimp. Then, if you know how to cook them, there's no peeling involved.
You can just push the end of the tail and it'll come right out of the.
So crabs, you cook a little bit longer, but not much longer. And then there's a thing with crabs down here. They crabs down here, they have what they call a light and a heavy crab. Now, it really has nothing to do with weight. It has to do with how how new that shell is. So when you flip the crab over and right at the top and the edges, you can look in there and push on it and push. If it don't squish and the backside don't squish, it means it's an older crab. The shell is good. It means there's a lot of meat in it. If you grab it and it squishes, it means it probably had just shed its shell, and this shell was just getting hard, which means there's not going to be that much meat in it. Yeah, there's a lot of little secrets like that.
Well, we had
crawfish cooking is easy. It's just
years back. We had to for the Chesapeake Bay rules. We had to throw all the females back.
Yeah. Well, only time you got to throw a female back here is if they got eggs on them. Other than that, you don't have to. And all pods, all pods have crab extruders on them. So there's a little circle on the trap, and the little crabs can get out through those. So the bigger ones get stuck in there, so you can eat those. And the other ones go out and breed happily all they want. Like if I put out, I got to go pay my license. I haven't done it recently, but I can put 6 pods in my backyard and probably should. 2-3 days, I'll have 3-4 dozen crab, beautiful blue crabs.
How do you soak them? How long do you soak
usually them? 5 to 8 minutes. Usually, you bring them to a boil, you put them in there 5 to 8 minutes, and what they do is they take frozen. Well, you're going to let them soak for 30 minutes, so they take frozen corn and flip it in there to break the boil, so it doesn't boil them, because you don't want them over boiling, because then they'll be harder to deal with. So you do that, and then you just let them. Then you can add in your chouvions, your mushrooms towards the end. You can put in a couple other vegetables. You always put in some onion. Just cut the onion in half. Same thing with the garlic. You just cut it in half, drop it in there. 5 or 6 cloves. What's nice about them is when you take that garlic and you squeeze it, it just comes out like a little paste on everything. This shit is fabulous, man. I mean, it's fabulous. You can just eat that shit all day long by yourself. But what I do is I get a cracker, squeeze some on there. I put a piece of, whatever I'm eating on there, whether it's crab or shrimp or crawfish on there, and then pop them in my mouth. Oh, man, the damn things are fabulous. Now I'm going to have to cook some damn crabs.
We called it Low Country Boil in Georgia, and how we did it was we took it was one of those big metal things that you took outside and you put a propane tank under it. The first thing we did was we filled it with oil, and we mixed up the dog shoe. What do you call it? The shoes, the hush puppies. We made hush puppies first. You just ladle this batter into the oil, and it instantly fries into different shapes, and then you put it out to cool and wet off. Then we rinsed that out. We put in water, and we started boiling it. And then one by one, we added ingredients: chopped onions, potatoes, corn, crawdads.
And potatoes. It always depends on the size when you're going to put them in there, because you don't want them to get too squishy soft. But you want them to absorb the season. Little red ones work the best. But
most of the soft vegetables went in last. The corn went in pretty much right after the boiling, because it takes a while to get it nice and soft. But
Well, see, we always put frozen corn in to break the boil to make it stop.
Well,
boiling.
we didn't do it that way, which I don't know why, but we had clams, we had oysters, we had all kinds of seafood in it, not just crawdads. So it was freaking awesome stuff.
That means some of them are going to be good, some of them are going to be different. But so they had a contest down here. So these guys from up north came down from Maine and a bunch of other places. They eat steamed seafood. Well, steamed seafood sucks.
Yeah.
But they kept telling how good it was. And so, okay, so they steamed up all their stuff, beautiful pieces of crab. They even got some king crab, the claws, and put them in there. They steamed up everything. It was really pretty. And so the guy said, oh, look how he tastes. And the guy's like, well, where's the flavor at? What do you mean? It's full of flavor. But dunk it in that butter. He said, let me show you how this is done. Yeah. So your boy comes up, throws some blue. The boy comes in, puts it all in. He puts like 4 bags of crab boil in there and a couple other things in there and a bunch of other seasonings. Throws in the crabs, man. 5 minutes later, he shuts off the fire. 30 minutes later, he pulls them out, pops one open. As soon as you pop it open, the juice just pours out of the crab. I mean, it just pours out of there. You pull the dead man off. The meat is just fabulous. It's tender. So this guy started eating them. He said, man, go eat your own crabs. He said, oh, hell no, here's a way better. So he changed his main restaurant. He started offering both steamed crabs because, a lot of the Yankees are used to the steamed crabs. And he started ordering the boiled crabs. He said, eventually I just dropped the steam. Nobody wanted them anymore. He said, the boils are so much better.
That's all we did with them.
Yeah. But it's all in taste and what you like and, how hot you want. You don't have to make any of the boils hot unless you want them hot.
The only
a lot of coon asses like them hot.
Bay seasoning.
You want to know why? I'll send you some real seasoning. Old Bay shit. I'll send you some good shit. I send you some stuff, JB. Going, God damn! I've been living in the fantasy world, man. It's they make a couple of companies make crab boil down here. It's the crab boil is crab, shrimp, and crawfish. It's all for the same one. You can use whatever animals you want to throw in there, and sometimes they do mixes, but they don't write. But I'm gonna tell you the biggest secret to crabs or shrimp is not as much, but for crabs or crawfish, the biggest thing to do, if you don't purge them, they're not going to be good. So you fill up a ice chest full of clean water and you dump them in there. And within 5 minutes, you'll notice that water's brown. You do that 3 or 4 or 5 times until that water is crystal clear. Because if not, the crab and the crawfish will have a dirty taste to them.
We're coming up at the
you
top
have
of the
to
hour.
purge
I saw
them.
that on YouTube.
Yeah,
I saw that on YouTube.
Yeah. That because crabs and crawfish you boil live. Shrimp you don't. Shrimp you just fucking throw in there.
Yeah, we had shrimp in ours.
And then mine's been glitching for 2 days now. Yeah, I don't think it's my internet. I think it's this damn computer I'm on.
But also, we're coming up on the top of the hour.
All the rest of the computer seems to be working fine. But yeah, man, crab. You go do a crawfish boil in your backyard, Sean. Half the neighborhood will be knocking on your door just from the smell. Hey, Mr. Sean, what is that? And then you put a sign out, $10 a plate, buddy.
Joe, did you learn any of your cooking skills while you were in the Navy?
No, actually. So everybody in my family, all of my family were big cooks, and then. When I was really young, I was 16. I was working at a place called Drew Track. I learned how to make fabulous desserts like tiramisu and stuff like that. I was actually the car parker, but the chef Johan taught me all of that stuff. And then when I got out of the Navy, my Uncle Chuck was working at the Playboy Club on Bourbon Street. He got me a job as a sous chef. So I learned a lot of shit there. And, because chefs in New Orleans pride themselves on how good their food is. Put it this way, the majority of chefs in the world now come cook here before they open their own businesses, mainly because because New Orleans is a fusion of food. You got Spanish, you got Creole, you've got I forgot what they call it, black cooking,
Caribbean.
Caribbean. So it's like 5 or 6 kinds, and we all kind of merge it together and just make some of the most fabulous food you've ever eaten. It's like making a jambalaya or a gumbo. A good friend of mine says, "Oh, gumbo's like soup." I said, "Not exactly." So I sent him a pot to where he was living in New York, and he said, "Man, I turned it on, heated it up. Oh, I haven't cooked none in a while." And but when I said so he's like, he starts eating this shit, and I did chicken andouille for him, chicken and sausage, and he started eating this shit. And he said his wife came out and ate. He said, "Where the fuck did you buy this at?" He said, "You can't buy it anywhere." He said, "You can't get it around here." Joe sent it. She said, "What? Who?" And she's because she always gave him shit about talking to me all the time. She said, "Talk to him more. Talk to him. Get him send some more." They ate a fucking pot this big, the two of them in like a day. Two of their friends came over, husband and wife, and they gave him a bowl each, and they were begging for more. He said, "What the fuck is this?" Because first off, a gumbo you have to make a roux for. And a roux is simple. Roux is just oil and flour, and but you have to.
In there.
No, you don't put just oil and flour. That's all you do in the beginning. That's all you do. It's just oil and flour, and you have to make sure you get it to the color you want, because that's going to be the color of the gumbo, and you have to make sure you stir it until there's no flour taste left in it. Because if you just stir it a little bit, you're going to taste the flour in it when you mix it.
Yep.
And then you can start adding your water, your ingredients, and a bunch of other stuff. And then don't put the rice in it. Keep the rice separate. And you can just add in. So the chicken and sausage I always brown before I put it in there. It browns it up real good, and you drop that in there, and you kind of get that moving around in your roux. But before you even do that, once your roux is brown, you're going to add your garlic, your onion. Well, they call it the trilogy down here. So you have its
onions.
It's onion, celery, and bell pepper, and you mix all that together. And then the pope is garlic, so you have to add the pope.
Oh, really?
So that's garlic. Yeah, so that's what they call it, the pope down here. So you get all of those going to the smelling. So yeah, so you get it all going into the smell. It's like, oh my god. Then you add in that sausage and andouille that you cook. Now, if you get hold of real andouille sausage, the shit is so concentrated you have to cut it in thin slices. You can't use much of it. So I tell most people who are just starting to do it, just go get you some regular sausage. That way you can cut them in pieces like that. Because if you don't, andouille is way overpowering. It's made to be extremely, extremely empowering flavor. So you get all that going in there. You add your water in. You add a little more water in there. You mix it all together really good. And then you let it cook for a couple of hours. And when you get in that shit, you're like, oh my God, did I just die and go to heaven? And seafood gumbo you do it the same way, but you use seafood instead. Now, if you want to cheat, you don't have to use water at all. You can use a chicken stock for your which is probably better. It takes about 2 boxes of chicken stock. You dump it in there, and then you can mix everything like that, so it gives it a little more heavier flavor, actually a better flavor. And then with the seafood, you always want to, if you can, you want to use a seafood stock. I mean, you can just do water because the seafood itself is going to put off stuff. But if you really like a seafood flavor, you use a seafood stock. And the shit is fabulous. And if you want to cheat, a couple of companies down here make gumbo ready to go. You just add the ingredients. They do everything else. You don't have to make a roux or anything. All that's in the box for you. And it's really good. I don't want to hate them. They make a really good one like that. It cuts out a lot of time and work, but man, the old lady cooks a better gumbo than I do. Shit.
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is.
I don't, Joe. I don't have one, Joe.
It's but you can get all that good stuff. And then you learn how to make jambalaya, which is pretty good. You can make seafood jambalaya, crawfish jambalaya, beef jambalaya, sausage jambalaya, which is just basic rice with a bunch of shit thrown into it. And seafood down here, anything you want in seafood, they make. So I can make you stuffed crabs and make you want to cry to your mama. It's they are fabulous. Stuffed mushrooms, that shit. I got the recipe. Well, I modified the recipe. I learned the recipe from Chef Kellogg. And when I got it home, I realized there was another way of doing it. So I started doing it another way. It was, oh man. I cook them every year for the holidays. If I don't, the kids want to kill me. They bitch at me. Where's the stuffed mushroom? And I'll usually make about 50 of them, about yay big around. I'll come back, there ain't none left. Fucking mushroom left. I'm like, you little bitches,
dude, that's when you got to make at least 12 just for yourself, man.
I tell you what they hate. I make a white vanilla fudge. I usually make 2 or 3 pounds of it. That shit is gone in like an hour. It is so rich and so creamy. But you know what? It's a cheat fudge. I cheat. I use that Jiffy marshmallow and put in there. So it's a cheat. It's really fucking good.
Too.
Yeah, they actually got a recipe for how to make fudge on the back of their thing. It's good. It's hard to fuck up, and it is good. I had a couple of extra things because I wanted it to be a little bit more vanilla, but I mean, really and truly, I just like to cook is what the problem is. That's why I'm 255 pounds, man. That's I like
you weigh that much.
Shit, I was up to 270. I was up to 270. I just dropped like 15 pounds. And yeah, it's called, and everybody's like, how are you losing weight? You're not working, you're not doing anything, sitting on your ass, and you lost. I said, because I'm not eating. That's why. I'm not shoving everything in front of my face down my throat. It's and then it's like ham down here. It's got a whole different flavor than it does up north. We get Giusepp's ham that you can't find it anywhere else in the country. You can order it, but you can't find it. And then Central Grocery muffaladas. Oh my fucking god! I've eaten a lot of muffaladas. Central Grocery is over 100 years old. They've been making them. They're like one of the originals, and they make muffaladas. I better say muffalada so I don't get in trouble.
It's a type of sandwich, I believe.
It's a big round sandwich. It comes on sesame seed bun. It's about this big around. And then what's it got on? I think it's got 3 meats, and it's got that, what is it? It starts with an M meat, ham, a couple of cheeses. And what makes it different is it has an olive salad on it. So you got to watch. A lot of olive salads are very vinegary. Central Grocery, because they get all their ingredients from Italy, even though that's not where the sandwich was invented, they got a garlic olive salad. It's really good. Man, I usually knock off half the olive salad, to be honest with you, but Jesus, I could eat them until I fell over.
A Middle Eastern origin?
Well, as far as I know, it's a New Orleans origin. A lot of foods people eat in the United States come from down here. It's especially when it comes to desserts, man. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how many desserts the state made that they only came from here. The first time I ate tiramisu, I was like, what is this? Oh, they have dough bash. Dough bash is a regular cake inside with a creamy ice in the center and all the way around it, and then a harder icing on the outside. It's really good. But you can tell those are how old they are by how the shine is. The more they shine, the fresher the cake is.
Hey Joe.
Yeah.
We're at the top of the hour. Did you want to do a break or keep going?
We can do a break. Now y'all made me fucking hungry, so I gotta go get something to eat. That's fine until I start talking to you motherfuckers. Now you go find some food.
It's 20 after. Why are we concerned about the top of the hour break?
Well, it's not to bottom of the hour break, actually. So this show starts at the bottom of the hour. It starts at 6:30. So technically the breaks are at the bottom of each hour.
Okay, well,
technically, yeah.
10 minutes early. Well, okay, so what is a song you're gonna be playing, Jay?
You'll recognize it, I believe. I'll give you
Slap your mom upside her head.
But it's extremely recognizable. It's from the 80s.
Nah, y'all made me hungry, you motherfucker.
That's not our fault. This is called Mark of the Swivel Heads. It's immediately recognizable.
the hell we listening to? Oh, man.
What's out there? What creates the shadows in the corners or the creatures of the dark? Who are those on the other side? What do they have to say? This is the Gateway Podcast. This is not your normal style of paranormal talk radio. Brought to you live from United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM New Orleans.
The Church of Mavis Radio Show, Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central, starring Jeffrey Pritchett with his co-hosts Wham and Jay McNicholas, right here on the United Paranormal Radio Network, UPRN 107.7 FM, New Orleans.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, you know. Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Okay, welcome back, everybody.
Hey, here we go.
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
California.
Antaldo. I like that. Six Gun Joe, Montaldo. Thank you, Joe.
I've always enjoyed that song.
That was written by Ian. I can't think of his last name right now. He wrote that to be a dick. And he was mad at me because of a story I told him on Wake Up USA. So that's about something that happened to me. And when he heard me that next day, he wrote this song thinking it was going to piss me off. And he sent it out to a bunch of my friends. One of my friends called in a frantic. He goes, "Joe, look what Ian wrote." I heard it. I laughed my dick off. I thought it was great. So he's in England. I called him and said, "Can I use this?" He said, "What do you mean, can you use it?" I said, "I'd like to use it for the opening for UFO Undercover." He's like, "You're shitting me, right?" Because he and I were not friends at the time. He said, "You're kidding." I said, "No, I'm serious. I really liked it." He said, "Joe, I never knew you had a sense of humor. Sure, you can use it. We've been friends ever since." And I said, "Well, you just misjudge people sometimes." He said, "Obviously." He said, "I thought you were going to be unbelievably mad. And here you are laughing." I said, "It's a great song." I said, "Works good." He said, "Some of that stuff's not flattering." I said, "It doesn't matter if it's not flattering." I said, "My listeners know me well enough that it's not a big deal." And it's been there for 28 years, 26 years, for a long time.
Oh, it's that. It was written that long ago.
Yeah. It's well, I was gonna try to stop using it, and a bunch of my listeners had a shit fit over it. So I said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna leave it up there."
Heidi is heart crushed every time we forget to or neglect to play it on UFO Undercover.
Oh, my goddamn Thundercat on my head.
You got to change your avatar, sir.
God damn Thundercats. My son used to love them.
Oh, it's one of the best cartoons ever. They had a actual child psychologist who approved not only the artwork and the coloring for the bad guys and the good guys and the weapons and all that, he approved every script, all the words and things that were spoken. This doctor, I forget his first name, I think it was Philip, but his last name was Kuisis, Kuisis. He put his name on every episode.
It was fun to watch.
It was a good show. It would make for a fantastic live action movie if it was done right by someone who knows what the hell they're doing. If they gave me the power to do it, oh my God, you guys would love it. It would sweep the fucking Oscars. Pardon my French.
Sorry, guys, I had to grab a quick ham and Swiss sandwich there. Y'all fuckers made me hungry. It's that's why I like Jasay's ham.
Lost me at ham, and you got me back at sandwich. So.
It's well, it's funny. People always ask where the po' boy came from. Well, there's a poor boy and a po' boy, and they both come from here. But the poor boy was originally done. There was a bunch of people on strike, and they were out digging the canal and doing work, and nobody had any money, so they would get a loaf of French bread that actually came from a German baker, but it was French bread. Don't ask. And they would put some mayonnaise on it, throw some fries on it, and then pour roast beef debris on it. I think back then it sold for a nickel. Well, they decided
also to the long pickles on it as well.
You can add whatever you want to, but that's just how it came.
Oh,
it was just roast beef gravy, French fries, and then you could just get it. They made another one where you could just get they would just put gravy on the French bread and you could eat it that way.
Oh, gross!
Anyway, as long as it's good, as long as it. Well, you see, that's a difference about French bread. It's not soggy on the outside, only on the inside. It's crunchy on the outside.
It's like kind of like a bowl. I know. I've had lots of French bread, but it's still real.
So
when you get, I don't put gravy on my potatoes.
You're a wimp, man. What are you talking?
No,
so down here, if you got a
if you butter I put on my potatoes, you would cry.
If you come down here, butter's bad for you. If you come down here and order a roast beef po' boy, and that shit ain't running down your arm, you ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
Because if not, it'll be just dry roast beef. I mean, you gotta have
taco. Just run down.
Same thing with a good taco. Yeah. But I mean, it's got to be on. So, but everything you can think of is made on po' boy. Everything. I mean, you can get stuffed crab. You can get what do you call it when they soft shell crab po' boys, shrimp po'.
Good. Oh my god!
So it's like a lobster
ham and
roll.
Swiss cheese. It's
crabs. Oh my god!
It's about yay long. So it's about that big. They're usually 12 to 14 inches. and it's about that big around. You can get them dressed or undressed, and I didn't know New Orleans actually had coined the term dressed. That was kind of weird. I remember I was somewhere. Yeah, dress means lettuce, tomatoes, pickle, and onion is what it means. And I was somewhere. I think it was in Utah actually, and I asked him for a sandwich dressing. She just looked at me like, "What?" And I said, "I want lettuce, tomato, and onions on it." Oh, okay. She said, "Why don't you say that
before, Joe? Never heard that before."
That's what it's called, dressed, because that's what it is. And it's funny. You'll see pictures on the walls of this really hot chick in a red dress stuffed in between the French bread. It's but yeah, that's when I travel. Sometimes there's a lot of things down here that we have that when you travel, when you ask for it, they're kind of like, "Whoa,
good stuff, Joe Fox." Shit on the show.
I remember when I got out of boot camp.
My brother loved them. I couldn't do them. I hated SOS. Ugh.
I love them, man.
Soggy bread. It's soggy bread again. It's shit on a shit. It's on a piece of dry stale toast and this nasty gravy. It's just,
and it's good. It is so good. It's to die for.
Like I said, my brother loves it. I can't stand it.
It's like on my Mount Everest.
I like French bread because it's crunchy, soft on the inside and crunchy on the outside. The bread itself is nice and soft, and the outside's crunchy, so it kind of.
I broke my tooth on the French bread.
Yeah, you can. It's crispy enough.
Well, when a French bread gets hard, all you do is take your hand, rub a little water over the top of it, drop it in the microwave for about 18 seconds, and it's back to its normal self. That's why they like French bread, because so down here, they put them in a bag, like a big brown bag, and they just set them out in front of the restaurants, and that's how you get your French bread in the morning. Deliver it really early, and so to make sure that they were good, that's how they did it. Or they ran them in the oven for a few minutes. Now, a lot of people will get a roast beef, and they'll have the French bread cooked a little bit to make it a little extra crispy, and then put the gravy on it. And when you bite into a roast beef po' boy, you see there's not enough bread on the inside of a French bread to make it soggy. It's just not. There's not much bread there. It's weird how it's made. It's got full of air pockets and little veins and stuff. So it's really, really good. I mean, people will fucking get in lines for blocks to get these things. And some people, especially if you have a really good roast beef flavor, there's a place, this little old lady makes them. She makes fried chicken and roast beef po' boys. There's a little hole in the wall, man. Probably a place you shouldn't even be eating. People will line up, and there's a big po' boy shop in the corner. Big famous one. People will fucking line up for blocks to get in her place. I mean, today, and I've heard her get into a cook calling him a fucking asshole, all kind of shit. They cook good though. I mean, they just, and their fried chicken.
I've seen a few restaurants like that. It's amazing. There was one in Savannah called Mrs. Wilkes, and it literally, when I went to school there, I didn't believe people told me the stories that the line getting in for brunch went down to the end of the block and then turned left and then came back at the other side through the alley and back up and then right to the front door again. I was like, "You're kidding me!" And I one time I went by there, and they literally did. The line wrapped all the way around the building. These people stood in line for hours.
That's when it's good to know the owner
to get this food.
Okay.
And I
they got
years. I never had the opportunity to go there. That's how long the line was. I would never.
They have one called a Ferdy, which is a po' boy with both roast beef and ham on it. So you get both on it. It's when you order. By the fact, down here it's weird. So when you order a roast beef, it should only be cheese and roast beef and gravy. Should be no vegetables on it at all. So if you order a shrimp po' boy and you get it dressed, it just tells me you're a puss. Because the best way to eat a shrimp po' boy is butter only.
Yeah.
They put melted butter on it. They pile it full of shrimp, and you just munch it down till you can't stand yourself.
That's why I asked you about your scampi, whether it was butter, but you use all three. So
yeah, well, it depends what kind of mood I'm in.
Yeah,
I like a good. I like a good butter sauce, but in order to make enough butter to make a scampi where you can dredge everything, you really got to use like 4 big sticks, and that's really not good for your health. No.
Who cares?
When you get to be our age, that's artery clogging shit is what that is.
Who cares, man? You gotta live, man.
Tastes just as what also does it really good is half and half, but that's more like a white sauce than it is anything.
Dude, you're entitled to have one bad greasy, clog-artering food. You're allowed to have that, man.
I'm not allowed to have that shit. But oh, you know, like the Central Grocery Muffalata, the olive stuff, you can buy it in a bottle. They'll ship it to you. You can get the muffalata shipped to you, but the bitches are like $100 for 2 of them.
Oh damn! Yeah, thanks.
No,
I don't have
man.
that kind of money yet.
No. Too much.
It's well, down here, I think, if I remember correctly, because it's been a little while since I ate one, they're about $26 or $28 a sandwich. But I mean, the damn sandwich is like 2 pounds.
Well, I mean, the Jersey Mike's is like the favorite sub shop in this area. I don't know if they've trickled down over there yet. I do.
No, because they're not po' boys.
Used to be $13 for the biggest one, and now they're $17, $18 for the ones I get.
But they're gross, though. I had one.
Chipotle is the same way. When I first went to Chipotle, my mom took me to this place and she said you can get a taco.
Well, can you like soft bread? Because they always say their bread's always soft top and bottom.
Who?
They don't have crunchy bread.
It's not soggy though. Well, I mean, it does get soggy after the first day.
What's wrong with soggy bread, Jay?
Oil on it.
Jay?
Huh?
What's wrong with soggy bread?
Somebody beat Jay in the head with a loaf of soggy bread, man.
Nasty.
You never had gravy bread?
No.
Have you ever eaten gravy bread? Oh my God! Oh, Lord.
Biscuits and gravy. I've had.
Man.
It's a little different. I've had biscuits and sausage gravy. That's a little different though. But yeah. No, my favorite bread is sourdough bread, and I don't like it soggy. I just put either
you know what, Jay? We're gonna have to call the Christmas past ghost, and you swallow that boy, and he'll take you to to the best eateries with the best. Hey Jay, let me ask you this: do you put gravy on your French fries?
No, unless gravy is called ketchup. No.
Dude. No,
I'm Irish, man. I like my potatoes.
I'm telling you, somebody dropped Jay on his head, man.
Or a little bit of butter. Listen, when I make mashed potatoes, I put like a half a stick.
Mark, you have them, right?
Huh?
Somebody dropped him on the head when he was a baby.
I've had gravy on
Mark, have you
French
had
fries.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a favorite dipping down here. Is dipping.
I'm not big on gravy. I just don't care for it.
I prefer mustard on French fries, but I do have every once in a while do get gravy on French fries. Don't bother me.
I mean, one of my favorite steaks is a country fried steak, and that's smothered in sausage gravy.
Yeah, it is.
And that almost always comes with mashed potatoes and one green.
But why can't you? Oh my God, you just gotta. Just buy some French fries and put that sausage gravy over them fries, brother. I'm telling you.
If they serve fries, I would probably dip it. Yeah, I probably would. I would probably dip them if I had something that with those.
Oh my gosh, Jay!
Jay has been left out. I know, man. We got to help him out.
Oh man,
we got to help him out.
Oh God.
Yeah, there are.
Oh wait, what does Sherry says? You guys need to come to Newfoundland and have fries, dressing, and gravy. The dressing is bread, all crumbled up, onions and savory. Oh my God, that sounds so good. Oh God, yeah. I'm going to Newfoundland.
There's your artery hardening food right there. That's for sure.
I'm telling you what, I've eaten all this stuff, man. I'm still alive and my heart's still kicking. So
yeah,
something must be right.
Well, I'm no longer pre-diabetic, thank God. But they tell you when you're pre-diabetic to stop eating, pasta, rice, and potatoes, and those are three things that you love.
Pastas would be hard to give up, right?
Yeah, pasta's hard to give up.
As long as you take your medicine, I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, if you get on that Ozempic,
this is your move. Jesus Christ, it's double decker. It's cut in half. It's still pretty thick.
It's 4 pieces. That's one
mozzarella.
It's called a muffalata.
What is that, Joe?
It's a muffalata.
And they mail those.
I see.
They mail those?
Yeah, they'll mail those to you. Yeah, but they're expensive to get mailed.
That's the sandwich with all the olives.
That's not it is olives and like green shit.
Is it olives? I thought it was a jalapeno. I do see pepper relish behind that, and then some lettuce, and then huge thick piece of.
It's
either provolone or
all that
mozzarella.
is olives and olive pimentos is what that is, and some cauliflower. They throw some like cauliflower in there or something too.
Looks good.
It depends.
Is that mozzarella or provolone?
I think it's both actually. It's
Oh,
2
no,
or
how
3
much of
cheeses
what it
on
is?
there.
No. With ham, salami, mortadella, Swiss, provolone, and a signature briny marinated olive salad filled with kalamata and green olives. I mean,
Why not? That looks so freaking good.
It's good too. It's
Now,
well. What happens is
though?
you can if you
You
want.
eat
Yeah,
it?
some people like it. Some people like it cold. Some people like it heated. You can
That
eat
looks
it
good.
either way. See, this is what it actually looks like as a sandwich. So you mean you when you bite into it, it's
that's
just
so cool.
fabulous.
So it's a
And
pressed
then
sandwich.
and then that's the sandwich right there. You see
Like
how
a
big the
panini.
damn
It's a
thing.
pressed sandwich, yes or no?
No, it's not pressed. It's just
Okay.
that's a specially made Italian bread just for muffalata.
Yeah.
Wow, not really made for anything else. Now
What's
you got to
that say?
watch because some of the local,
$125.95.
yeah, for
Holy
2 of them.
shit.
Yeah,
That's
they
to have it
sent
sent to you, though,
Yeah,
Sean.
that's to have it sent to you. But you got to watch because some of these places down here, what Central Grocery uses is a little smaller thickness in their bread because they want you to be able to taste all meat. Some people, the bread's like an inch thick on the top and the bottom. It's actually more like 2. It's ridiculous. So you got to watch where you get them from. But Central has got the best muffalatas in town. They've won award after award after award. This poor guy came in from New York. I ain't never going
How
to get
much
that.
is
They're
it on the
not good.
premises?
About $26. $26 to
$25.95. So
$20.
$100 is
No, it
shipping
went
to
down.
you.
Yeah, so but they send 2 of them to you for that, not 1.
Yeah.
And so yeah, because I was going to send some to my friends.
Mish wants to
Yeah.
know, is it $110 for delivery?
No, that's for everything, man. That's for everything. That's for the sandwiches, the whole 9 yards.
Look at that.
See, sandwiches
Oh my
are
God.
ready to arrive to eat. Temperature controlled boxes. Upon
Oh my
arrival,
God,
just
look at
refrigerator.
that.
And,
Oh
And
my
eating
God,
them
look
within
at
3
that.
days. That's doable.
Oh,
yeah, and what's cool
throw
about them
gravy on
is
top of that.
the way the you don't want to put gravy on this because it would taste funny, but
Yeah.
the way they do this is so that because there's a lot of juice from the olive salad, they make the bread so that it doesn't get all up in the bread
Come out
itself.
and the top all gooey
Yeah.
and soggy. Yeah.
Usually, I'll be honest with you, half the time I knock off half the olive salad, but they're fucking
Well, I
delicious.
like
I would
olives,
eat
but-
them till I fell. I even think they send you a bottle of the olive salad with it too. So this one sends you 3 of them for $169.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a 2-pack too. That was the one for $125.
2-pack,
they're-
3-pack,
they-
and 4-pack.
So you can go sit down in the French Quarter in a store that's 100 and something years old and have a muffalata with a Barks root beer. They're better if you have a Barks root beer, by the way.
So it says there, that's a 5-pack, serves 16 to 20. Wow.
Yeah. Well, most people cut them in half.
So it's,
These
is that, I
quarters
guess
you
it's
see.
5 times 2, that's 10 pieces. So that's
Yeah.
that's like, off his
So, but
lunch.
most of the people, what they do is they cut this quarter into 2. So instead of being 4 pieces, there's 8 pieces.
Yeah.
It's most people because it's a big sandwich, so a lot of people cut them in
It
half.
looks huge.
Not me, motherfucker. I know it is huge. I
doesn't
eat the
look-
damn things like that.
It looks about
I'll
as
eat-
tall as a cheeseburger, but it's much, much bigger.
My Linda keeps me away from them bitches. I love them. Well, they were closed for a while because of one of the storms. But I mean, you get to see them up close here. You got, I think it's 3 meats or 4 meats. Because this
Well, it
right
says it
here
right
is
there. It's
it's
stuffed with ham, salami, mortadella, Swiss, provolone, and a signature briny marinated olive salad, which is what's on top.
Which is delicious. Yeah, look, you people down here. So here's a 2-pack, 6 to 8 people.
Oh my
two
God.
of them
Two
will
of
feed
those
8
sandwiches.
people, man. Yeah.
Sure, 6 to 8
Luke
bullshit.
Alana.
One feeds me,
For
one
Jay's
feeds my
little
girlfriend.
skinny ass, he'll be eating on it for a week, man.
No, I
One of
can,
those-
if I'm hungry, I can down a whole Chipotle in one sitting or a whole, giant.
Well,
Jersey
what I'll
Mike's.
usually do in the old days, I just eat a whole one at the place, and then I'd order one to bring home with me. Now I eat a half of one and still bring a 1.5 home with me.
Can I get
Because
a
Linda
doggy
says
bag?
she hates them, but she'll eat them every time they hunt in the house. So I'm like, baby, I thought you didn't like them. Oh, no, yeah, bullshit. But they're really good.
Hey, Joe, why don't you buy one for Christmas for me, man?
Oh, this is buy one for Christmas for this motherfucker. It's I don't know how you would ship a single. I don't know if they would let you do that. I guess you could. It's I haven't been out. They actually supposedly brought them on the coast, so they've been. In the old days, you could only get them in the store, and they make them fresh right there in front of your face.
Oh wow!
So usually, what they'll do is there'll be a line out the door every time when you come in this place. So they'll start making them, and you'll see them. They'll be making them. They'll be stacked all around, and then they just hand you one, and you go on about your business. And if you want it heated, they'll heat it for you. In the summertime, and in the summertime, I don't get them heated because it's hot outside. But in the winter, I might heat one up though and eat it because they'll get nice and crispy. I mean, the sesame seeds will get nice and crispy. Everything will get nice and crispy. And I'll cheat. I'll take the bun and flip it over on the top so that all the olive oil gets nice and man, it's just.
Look what Miss said. Buy Sean 2 of them. There you go. Oh yeah.
No, I don't want to be the reason Sean's in the hospital. No, we're not going there. We're not going there. But they're good. I mean, it's just a sandwich. It's just a sandwich.
That is a good looking sandwich, though, Joe.
Yes, it is.
It's not just.
And I don't really care for Swiss cheese so much, but the other cheeses I do like.
Yeah, they added the Swiss recently. Well, you don't really taste it with the other two cheeses on it.
So. Yeah, I was going to say that the brine from the pepper relish and the olives, it was enough to counteract that taste and probably help melt the cheese if it isn't already heated up.
Yeah,
hey Joe,
it makes for an interesting.
Mish has something for you. So you're saying they are good, but you don't want people in the hospital.
That's not true. We send them to our competition. That way, they go to the hospital and they can't do a show, and we get all the ratings.
Well, I mean, it's not horrible for you. I mean, it's not a real greasy sandwich. But the olive salad is a little bit, but
yeah, the pepper roast could get somebody who has an angina or something,
But I mean, everything
the listeners,
everything you see on here comes from Italy. All the meat, all the cheese, all of it comes from Italy.
Oh wow!
They have it shipped in. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want the. A lot of olives are packed in that canola oil. That's not really good for you.
No, these are just olive oil. It's all it is olive oil. It's extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah, that's what you want.
But they put garlic in there, where a lot of other places it tastes more.
Most of those meats that are on that sandwich are actually made as what we call sausages or salamis. There's a salami and ham that it comes in like a casing, and when they get it, they put it on a circular slicer and cut it into small, thin slices to make sandwiches. So it stays for a very, very long time, especially if you refrigerate them. A salami could probably last you several weeks in a refrigerated situation.
It's I forgot which one it was. So the ones they get at Central Grocery, they can hang inside the store. They can stay there for weeks and even months.
Mm-hmm.
Now I guess they're still wrapped or something. I guess they're still wrapped. But you'll see them when you walk in there. They'll be hanging all over the store. I mean, they'll be hanging all over the store when you go in.
And they have to cut the mold off the cheeses.
No, they don't. Well, I guess they sell too much cheese to have to worry about it. It's They sell everything that place sells ungodly fast. What the hell? My computer's acting like an ass again.
Did you pay the bill?
You're muted, Sean. If you're trying to talk to us, not your phone.
They sell these sandwiches in Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yes, they do.
Okay. Yeah, we need a road trip to Pittsburgh and.
Yeah, but do they sell Central Grocery muffaladas in Pittsburgh?
It's only 3 hours for me from where I'm at.
I'm only about an hour from Sean.
Yeah. So you know what, Joe? I'm going to go buy one, and I'm going to take.
Well, remember, it's not the same as a Central Grocery one.
And
Central Groceries have a different flavor than these do.
Well, I'm sure it depends on from where they're getting their meats and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, the muffalata was invented in New Orleans.
I mean, Europe is rife with all kinds of, preserved, salamis and sausage meats. Like, you can't believe that people use for deli sandwiches. Hundreds of different styles and different tastes. Same with the cheeses. I mean, you could go hog wild with just a deli slicer and sausages and round cheese.
Yeah, so both the po' boy and the muffalata was invented in New Orleans itself. The muffalata was invented because there was 300 Sicilian immigrants who landed in New Orleans.
I was going to say it has to be Italian.
So that's who they made it for. The shop, Central Grocery, in the French market opened in 1906. So it's more than 100 years old. It's been there for a while selling muffaladas. And really, they sell muffaladas and Italian food. I mean, Italian, stuff like meats and cheeses and stuff like that. But that's the only sandwich they sell. They don't sell any other sandwich.
You guys ever heard of Permanis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, Permanis is like that's the number one sandwich restaurant in Pittsburgh. You get a sandwich, whatever you want on it, and they throw coleslaw and French fries on it. Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody has a gimmick, I guess, right?
Oh, that gimmick's been going on for a long time. Mark, you're a historian of Pittsburgh. How long has Permanis been in business?
Well, I thought they were like putting everything on the sandwich so that you could drive and eat at the same time.
Yeah.
No, you can't drive and eat that damn sandwich. You can't drive with that.
Doesn't mean people didn't try.
Yeah, it's like what? So we're going back on around 80 years or so. It's Permanis has been around for quite a while. You go back to the 30s.
How do you spell it?
PR.
Now they're in all these little fancy little malls and mini malls and stuff down here.
Mm-hmm.
Are they really? They down there that far? Wow.
Yeah, they've been down here for a while.
It's become a
national chain. Did you say Permanti Brothers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they're not just they're a chain. Permanti Brothers is
they started in Pittsburgh.
I think it's one of the guys from Hooters. Once they sold their shares in Hooters, they all went off and did their own side ventures. And I think that's one of the guys that started Hooters in '83. Is the guy who is CEO of Permanti Brothers.
Well, I know they're good, and they're
good. It's expensive, but it's good. The food is good. I will admit.
I can't believe these people are still. They invented the muffalata and they're still open all this time later. That's insanity.
Oh, you know what, Miss? You say bologna, right? Bologna. Here in Pittsburgh, we call it jumbo. No, we call it jumbo. We call bologna jumbo.
I call it bologna nasty.
Jumbo.
I love bologna. It's the one Irish food my dad gave me.
That's Pittsburgh.
I can't do corned beef and cabbage. He tried to get that on. I couldn't do it. It's too chunky.
Mark, help.
My aunt made him for when he was a kid. She made him bologna, mustard, and onion sandwiches, and I love those to this day. I will literally take an onion, a loaf of bread,
you know what
and a
the best
pound of bologna, and I'll make a stack of sandwiches, and I'll just eat until I'm full.
I love
bologna.
Damn, dude.
The term jumbo didn't cross the border. I was not aware of that one.
I've never heard it either.
Oh.
And I've got relatives in Ohio.
Oh yeah,
you can get bologna down here and packed and cut. You can get it fresh cut if you want.
Well, there's several different kinds. There's sweet. There's beef bologna. There's mixed, chicken, turkey, pork, and whatnots. There's Lebanese sweet bologna, which I don't really care for. It's more red.
To me, bologna is a round hot dog.
It's the same flavor as a hot dog, only larger. Yes, absolutely. I will agree with that 100%.
There's nothing wrong with that. Well, jumbo is jumbo. When I worked at the Robinson Square Town Mall,
anything you want,
Giant Eagle, you say whatever you guys would come into Pittsburgh on a business trip, and they would go to Giant Eagle and get 10 pounds of Isley chopped ham and take it back. And take it back to Colorado, wherever they're at, all the time.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's like the Jasayce's ham down here. They sell these hams. Matter of fact, they sell so many of them during the holidays that it's almost impossible to get one around Christmas or Thanksgiving. If you don't order the damn thing like a month in advance, you're not getting one. 10, 15-pound hams, already cooked, already ready to slice. They don't do no spiral slicing, nothing. It's just a ham. You got to slice the damn thing yourself. No, it's fabulous.
What kind of...
Go ahead, Mark.
Joe, what kind of are they using Cajun spices for these ham?
Well, you can get hams like that, but Jasayce's is just a ham. It's just a baked ham. It's got a nice ring of fat on the outside. It's just got a lot of flavor on the inside. It's just the ham flavor itself. There's nothing special to it. It's just a pork that the pig it's coming from. It's just got a nice flavor. It's not like, because, we got honey ham down here. You can get every freaking honey ham you want. Any spiral ham you want.
Thank you for clarifying.
You can get Cajun hams all over. And this ham outsells all of them combined. All
Mark,
of them.
That's why they got the honey baked ham. You know that company? The honey baked hams?
Yes, I've heard of them.
Name. Yeah, they're good.
Oh, I
charge you an arm and a leg.
There's one at the St. Clairsville Mall. I stop in there every once in a while to get something for Mom, and I think it's good. I enjoy it. I'm endorsing them. Free plug for them.
And Sean, I agree with you. Some certain meats do cost an arm and a leg, especially for the animal. Cost him all of his arms and legs.
That's my job. That's why they call me Dexter. That's why
man.
I chop them damn boys up. Oh yeah. Give me a good.
I don't know why. I mean, hams just outsell anything they got anywhere in the South. They ship them all over the place.
It's a noble, and long-lived profession, being the butcher, and Obi-Wan did it. So
Yep, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi. But hey, do you guys eat Spam? Is Spam big in New Orleans?
When I was a kid, when I was a kid.
Loved it. When I was a kid too. My dad used to like the barbecue and fry. You name him, my grandpa just. Oh my God, stop. After a while, so I used to go hunting just so there's something else to eat.
I have a good trivia question. Spam related.
What's that?
What does spam stand for?
I don't know.
I have not a clue.
Special processed ham.
It does look like some squished the ham together stuff, but
when you first open it, it's got that layer of like fat grease around it, and like that clear, gelatin all around it, so it slides right out of the can. You gotta wipe that stuff away before you eat it.
Oh no, you don't. No, you don't. You just fry it.
I did.
I was always got fried or barbecued, so there was none of that on it. It always dripped off.
Yeah, it was cooked into it at that point.
Well, you know what else is good? If you go and get a good 2-inch thick bologna, sliced bologna, you grill that bad boy. You can barbecue that.
That's true. That's true.
Freaking good. Yeah, that's really good.
We already established bologna has the same flavor as a hot dog. It's just a thicker diameter hot dog. That's the only. You got a hot dog and then you got a bologna.
There's nothing wrong with hot dogs.
All right, that came out wrong.
Nothing wrong with
Mark.
hot dogs.
I heard you snicker.
I love hot dogs. Hot dogs are great, unless you go with Hebrew National. And then,
I like to cut mine in half and fry them. So I'm not a big fan of boiling.
And what's the guy? What's the one that? Oh, Nathan's famous. It does all the concession stands on in New York. What do you call it? Anyway, but they all pop. I don't really care for that in a hot dog. I don't like when you have to bite it and have to go and then pop the casing. Most of the good hot dogs are the caseless ones like Oscar Mayer. And but America really enjoys the ballpark. All beef franks, the bun size ones. They're the most popular hot dog in America, and I'd have to agree with that.
I can at one time, Jay, and this is no lie, I would eat a whole package, an 8-package thing of hot dogs.
8 package?
At one
amateur. I buy the $9.99.
You know how it comes
in 3 days.
They came 8.
The 16-pack is awesome. I get that one.
No, if I was hungry, I'd buy a pack.
I'm going to
of hot
outlive
dogs
both
and eat
you motherfuckers. I can already tell.
Maybe that's what we ought to do. We ought to do a host, a hot dog eating contest.
So first off, y'all get little hot dogs like this long?
Regular hot dogs,
no,
bun
like
hot
this.
dogs. Not
First
long,
off,
regular
if you
freaking hot
go to
dogs.
the quarter,
You want to kill everybody, Jesus.
you go to the quarter, the hot dogs are this long. They have them in the corner.
They're called footlongs.
No, they're actually bigger than foot. They're actually bigger than footlongs. The footlongs you can get at Sonic. You can get them bitches all day long with chili and onions.
Can you mention the lawsuits of people choking to death on a foot-long hot dog in a hot dog eating contest? No, regular size, small hot dogs, off the store bun-sized hot dogs.
Yeah, little baby hot dogs, man. My Chihuahua could eat that. It's
your Chihuahua would probably eat about 3 of them and then pass out. You and I could probably eat about 6 or 7.
Well, no, she can eat. Unfortunately, the little shits can eat. They could probably eat a pack easy. They, I don't know where they put that food, to be honest with you, but they manage to stuff it around. And if it gets to be too much, they'll be believe me, you can go out there and throw it up.
Has anyone ever seen any hot dog eating contest? I don't think it actually counts because they all cheat. What they do is they just boil the hot dogs, and every contestant has the hot dogs are not in a bun. There's no ketchup mustard on them. They have a cup of water to dip the buns in, and they're separate. The buns are over here. The hot dog is here, and they go and it should be already dressed with whatever toppings you want, chopped onions, ketchup, mustard, whatever. But it should already be in a bun, and that's how you should have to eat it. Most of them, the people, they down all of the hot dogs first, and then they down all the bread, or they down all the bread first, and then the hot dogs. That's not a hot dog eating contest. That's making hot dogs in your stomach. Doesn't count.
It's still a hot dog. When you shit it out, it's going to be a giant hot dog.
Yeah, but I think the difficulty level goes way up when you have to have it in the bun, and if you want ketchup mustard, you have to put it on top of before you eat them.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to the bananas. I'm going to the bananas Foster contest. That sounds more fun.
That does sound more fun because isn't that a flaming dessert?
Yes, it is a flaming dessert.
That's sweet. No,
actually, it's not. It's not really sweet. It's the only thing that makes it sweet is the ice cream. If you throw ice cream in there, but the sauce itself is really good, man. And bananas, you can even get it at the casinos down here. They make it and put it in the casinos, and you just go up there and scoop you some
jackpot on one of those games, yeah.
And just go up, throw it over. Well, you know what's funny? The buffets, if you go before dinner, the buffet's like $14 on the weekdays.
That's cheap.
No, that's cheap, and they give you a lot of food.
Well, they're cheaper. They were cheaper than that when my sister lived out there initially. It was like early, mid to late '90s. The buffets were like $3.99 for breakfast, $4.99 for lunch, $5.99 for dinner, $6.99 for after midnight,
and even right now it's $14.99
in the same restaurant. So I was like, just depending on what time you got there, at 12:01 a.m. or p.m. Bam,
yeah, when the casinos first came here, you could get breakfast for $1.99. I mean, we're talking steak, eggs,
it was cheap as shit,
the whole nine thing. But no, not anymore. So I think they're still $14.99. They used to be $12.99. I think they're $14.99 now.
No, that would kill me. That would kill me. See, that would have that's
right.
It would taste great. But there's no way.
That sounds good. Try a whistle dog.
One at a time,
wrapped in bacon. Oh my God, that is so.
I'm sticking with the sweet stuff. Plus, you can drink alcohol when you're doing that on top of it. It's
oh my God, yeah, I'm getting hungry now.
They make a bananas Foster liquor. That's man, it's really really good. I'll tell you what, see for you because you don't drink anymore, you can get a screaming orgasm without the alcohol in it.
Oh really?
No, thank you.
Yeah, you get a screaming orgasm without the alcohol in it. But these fucking drinks are dangerous. So me and my stepson one day we were in a club in French Quarter, and the girl set down her tray of Tudors next to us. Right, we drank that was 44, man. We drank every one of them.
Oh God.
So we were, and the drinks were $5 for a bourbon and Coke. I mean, the fucking thing was like this big. So we're drinking. So we're getting ready to leave. So she said, "You got to pay for this." I said, "Pay for what?" And the owner come down. He said, "Yeah." I said, "Dude." I said, "Did you see me drink them?" He said, "Well, no." I said, "Why are you asking me to pay for them?" He said, "Well," I said, "Well, why are you asking me?" "Well, you got to leave." I said, "Fine." And so we left.
That's funny.
We were so fucking. We couldn't find the car. We were so fucked up. I was like, where we parked the car again? Because the French Quarter is a big place. So. But I mean,
I remember the Tudors craze. That was they were fairly.
Yeah, they
good
still sell them
idea
down
for
there.
gentlemen's clubs. That's one for sure.
Yeah, but the Screaming Orgasm is probably one of the best ones because it tastes like chocolate milk. It's like you like drinking chocolate milk.
The more sweet they are, the more worse of a hangover you're going to get from them. Especially if
Yeah,
you drink a lot.
I didn't get hangovers, but still, I mean, alcohol to me is, I don't know, it's a waste of time, really. So the Brick Clement had this place. They had first thing was 32 sweet drinks. You got a tab for a year. So the first night I went in there, I wiped it out. So about 6-8 months later, he was doing it again, and this time it was 40 drinks. An hour and a half, wiped it out. He's like, motherfucker. So he said, yeah, you can be 3 years drinking for free. I said, yeah, so big deal. And then I got through drinking one night at walking, and it's 46. He said, you can't beat that. I said, really? I said, set them down. I said, bring them to me all at one time. And I like, meanwhile, I'm drinking Jack and Coke with a shot of Jack on the side. And he's like, no fucking way.
What do you chase your Jack? What do you chase your Jack with? Jack? What else? I mean,
he was like, it's like, what do you just, it doesn't even phase you. The best time I ever had, so I'm walking in the corner. I'm pretty fucked up. And they had state troopers in there doing this test, this sobriety test. So they said, oh, you think you can beat the test? I sit down. I said, they even had extra shots on the side because that's pretty less. I said, well, where's your shot thing? He calls a girl brings like 5 shots. I'm, boom, take a shot. And he says, okay, boom. He's like, God damn, that was like lightning fast. So I said, give me another shot. So the more shots I had, the faster I got. This poor trooper was losing his mind. He said, stand up. I want to see you walk around. I walked around. She got up. You want to dance? He's like, dude, he said, what's in your body that you can drink alcohol like that? I said, I was raised with a family of alcoholics. That's all I can tell you. I said, I'm basically almost immune to this shit. See, but to me, it was a bad thing because when we go out drinking with friends, them motherfuckers would be drunk like after 5 drunk. Drunk after like 5 drinks. And I'm sitting there going, okay,
they
where
want
we
to leave,
going?
you want to stay, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm spending $200, $300, $400 on alcohol. Them bitches $20. It's time for them to go to bed. So we started doing this thing. We'd shoot because I was playing darts at the time. I was actually making a living doing it. And I said, okay, we'll shoot for shots. So I'd have to. Like that. I would have to cheat and miss just so I could get a damn drink because they're all missing because I was way better dart player than they were, and they were like. So we drink. Linda would bring home a 5th of Jack and a 5th of Southern Comfort. We drink all of that. Then we'd go out. Because you got to remember, the bars in New Orleans are open 24 hours a day. So we'd go out and we hit the first bar around midnight, and they had Gino's po' boy. So if you were hungry or you had a little buzz, you'd get a po' boy. And then a lot of the restaurants, a lot of the clubs gave you free food, like red beans and rice, spaghetti and meatballs, barbecued chicken. So you could work your way through the city and eat the whole time you were drinking. Well, if I'm eating and drinking, I'm not even getting a buzz. So we'd stay out. I still remember many, many mornings coming out the door and have to do this with my sunglasses because it was lunchtime. And we're headed home. But it was a different life back then. But I did.
Yeah,
I played.
We didn't do that. But when I went to Spain, the bars were like that. They weren't necessarily open 24 hours, but you would go to one bar, and it would close at say 10 p.m. And then the next bar down the a few blocks away would open at 11. So you'd go to that one, and it would close at say 1 o'clock. And the next one opened at like 1:05 or 1:15 or 1:30. So you go to that one. And one of my friends from Spain said that's how they bar hopped in the 80s and 90s. They would just go to one bar until it closed, and then the next one would open. They go to it, and the next one, and then 6 a.m. rolled around. They would go to a place that had served breakfast, and then after they had breakfast, they go to the next bar that opened and kept on going all the way around the city.
Southsides was a great club. Across from they had a club called Aliens.
Oh no,
I love this fucking place. We'd go in there, there'd be smoke everywhere. You'd be lucky you could even find anybody. So I'm sitting in there one night with a couple of friends and my stepson. I go, and I don't know, I had close to $4,000 on me, and I put $100 bill down, and this was like 91, 92. So $100 back then was decent money. I put it down. I told the bartender, I said, "Do you see the 4 of us?" I said, "If my glass is not empty the whole night, that's your tip." And she's like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, because we still had to pay for our drinks." I said, "But if you make sure that are never dry, that's your tip." Fuck, I'd turn around, it'd be 2 drinks. Like half of them I didn't even pay for. She said, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." I'm like, and in some of the clubs, it was $5 drinking with Lincoln. $5 you drink all night for free.
Yeah.
They
We had
had,
a couple of clubs in Rockville did a thing just to get warm bodies in the door. Is they'd buy like a relatively cheap keg of beer, and they'd $3 or $5 a cup, and as long as nobody peed, you could drink out of that keg. But as soon as the first person with a red cup went into the men's or women's room, the party was over, and you had to start buying your drinks again.
Yeah, well,
Sometimes
they didn't do that. It was
a good long time, and sometimes it didn't.
well, this was like a Wednesday or Thursday. It was always well, Thursday was later. I think it was Wednesday. It was just $5. Pay you $5, you drank all night. And but if you did, you'd only get Barwell for whiskey and stuff. I don't know what kind of beer they had. It's but it was just Barwell whiskey, which I mean, just as good as most stuff. But we go out pretty much every night. And I'll tell you what. And then a friend of mine, Paul, we figured out a scam because we played darts together on the league. So him and I played together as teammates. So we figured out if we came in like 5 or 10 minutes before it started, they always put us together. Always. That was such a bad thing. We would murderize everybody. And I remember the owner sitting there one day. He said, "God damn." He said, "Y'all, you should come play for me." I said, "I'm playing for Adidas. All day I dream about sex." And he's like, "Really?" He said, "Well, if you ever want to leave, you come play for me. I'll give you a home. We'll pay for everything. Drinks, shirts, every night thing." And eventually I went and played for him because Tony the Tiger's place. I went and played for him. But it was a lot of fun, man. I made a lot of fucking money, man. I mean, I made a lot of fucking money playing darts. I was better than most jobs I was getting back then. I was kind of like shit. And then I danced. I played professional backgammon and I danced professionally, not dirty dancing people. Dancing regular, just dance clubs. God, I said that one night, and they're like, "Oh, you stripper."
The brass pole is
not for that.
Is just for stretching.
Yes, it was. I mean, come on, what was the saying? Young and dumb. That's pretty much what I was. But I was having a good time, man. I was having a good time, and fortunately for I had a good woman who kept my ass out of trouble. So she's like, no. But it got to the point I had so many trophies in the house. She just started throwing them. I said, "I'm going to kick your ass." And nope. I mean, she was just tossing them. So I told her that. I said, "Keep the ones I win, the big tall ones I win from the clubs, and throw the ones from the league away." And because we had so many we had won in the league that it wasn't even funny. Matter of fact, we developed the league. That was the funny part. We had to add a platinum league because there was 3 teams that were so good they couldn't play anybody else. So eventually, and what would happen is 1 year they would take the cup, 1 year we would take the cup. 1 year they would take the cup, 1 year we would take the cup. And then I'd go play professionally when pros would come in town. I remember Ricky Nate, this motherfucker. I'm best dart player ever. I'm like, cool. So they were giving away it was a 250 dirt bike for who could hit the most bullseyes without going out the ring. One time, if you went out the ring one time, you were disqualified. So it was him and I left, and he's like, red, 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 green, red, red, green. So I'm sitting there and went, red, 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 red. I said, "You know what?" I said, "Can I get my own darts?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, I'm not playing with my darts. I'm playing with a friend of mine's darts." He said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, let me go with my 2BA arrows because I had feathers on them." So I put one in and then stack them, put one in and stack them. And this guy finally just gave up. He was like, "You're not going to miss, are you?" I said, "Not like this, I ain't." But in all fairness, just like they did, we had found out about the Champions Choice boards. That's how we got so good. Is a Champions Choice board, there was no green, there was only the red. And the triples were half the normal size. Just enough for a dart tip to fit in there because you got a lot of bounce outs learning how to shoot on them. But once you got there, man, it was like. So what it comes with the pros is whoever missed lost. That's how it worked. If you missed once, you were going to lose that game because for the average, most of them didn't miss. And I'd make it to the finals a lot, but these guys have been doing it for 10, 15 years. It was hard to beat them. There's a couple times I won some.
TV. God, yeah, it's like 2020, 2020. Like, dude, you ever stop? It's like, please, I'd like to at least hit something.
180.
No, I mean the most I ever won was 36 grand. It's
Wow, that's
playing with them. And, yeah, well, back then that was like a real lot, but and then you know everywhere else was $1,000, $1,500. I was making good money. Of course, I was drinking it away, but I was making good money. It was, and then my kid came along, and I was like, shit. I had to quit drinking. Well, you know, I had a bad temper when I drank, so I don't want to be around him with that temper, so I quit drinking. And then it made it harder when I went out to shoot because I like to be a little buzzed when I shot. Usually 2 White Russians and a joint, and I was going to not miss anything all night. I was just going to be. Matter of fact, I won some serious money, so I told the guy, I said, I'll tell you what. I said, I'll give you 15 shots, and I will turn my head the other way when I shoot. And we had $5,000 on the bar. He said, really? He said, all right. So he shot his 15 darts. I think he ended up with, I was like 10 bullseyes. I said, you ready? So I was doing this number. And he goes, well, that was a red eye. I said, oh, really? Wow. I turned back. He's fucking. So my first 3 darts was already 6 bullseyes. This guy's looking at me like, I said, well, I'll make it easy. I said, I'll close my eyes this time and shoot. Then I hit another 6. He's like, you already won this in just 2 rounds. I said, dude, bullseye is my favorite dart thing in the whole board. It was, too. It's my best shot in the whole board. I used to drive people because you'd get behind in a game, and all of a sudden I'd go, red, red, red. And they're like, no fucking way. And then they'd come back up, red, red, red. And it made them nervous. So when they got up to shoot the bullseye, they would fuck up every time.
What's your tip of helping people to be so accurate in their dart throwing?
Buy a Champion's Choice dartboard. Buy one. Like I said, there's only the red. There's no green, so you can't hit the green. You can only win if you hit the red. And the triples and doubles are all half the size. They're just as wide as the tip of the dart. Once you learn how to shoot on one of them, when you go out to play, your game is massively better. Doesn't mean you're going to win every time, but it will give you a big up on almost everybody you're playing. And then be
What's it called? Champion's Choice?
Champion's Choice. That's what the boards are called, Champion's Choice. A friend of mine who owned a dart store turned me on to it. And after that, my whole team got like it massively. Because we had practiced 3 days a week and everybody learned how to shoot on it. And then once you got past the bounce outs, because I mean, you'd bounce so many fucking darts from hitting the wire. And people always try to shoot straight. I always arced my dart.
Mm-hmm.
So I would stand back and I'd get it and I'd flick my wrist. I'd bring out my arm just long enough and then flip it. And the dart would do this. And it drove people crazy because everybody's trying to force it. You can't force a dart in. If you do, it's going to go this way. It's going to go that way. It's just not going to go where you want it. And you know what? The taller you are, the harder it is to shoot darts. One of my friends was 7'2". He would put his hands up in the rafters and shoot. And he's like, son of a bitch. I don't understand. And then Ricky was 6'2". All the guys who were under 5'11" shot much better than the guys over it.
Why is that, Joe?
Something to do with the distance from your arm to the board, because everybody's shooting from the same distance. There's a mark on the floor. And the bullseye's the same height on every board you ever shoot on, and the same distance from the board. So what happens is your arm is this much closer to mine to the board. So your dart doesn't really have time to arc or get in position. So you're trying to force the dart, and you got to learn what your weights are, what kind of flights you want to use. It's all stuff that's going to. Nobody could believe I shot with feathers. Matter of fact, as far as I know, it's the only person in the league that shot with them. 2BA arrows, real feathers. Nobody could believe that. I was like, man, and I liked them because once I learned how to shoot with them, I could use the gap of the feather as a landing pad. So I would just aim. Make sure my dart hit the top and it would slide in. Boom, boom. It was kind of a cheat. You couldn't do it on triples because you could on when you were playing on a regular board, but you couldn't do it on.
You were the William Tell of New Orleans.
No, I had a blast. And like I said, I made a fucking lot of money doing it. Yeah, each trophy was probably $1,500 or more. And some places were more, some places were less. It's whatever the bar could come up with when you'd come in. And then they got to the point they were like, well, man, y'all win every time you come in here. We're going to split y'all up. And so Paul and I said, look, since we're split, and man, they would stick me with some people who couldn't even fucking hit a dartboard sometimes. I'm like, oh, this is the way you want to play this? So I would just walk up and make sure everything I hit was perfect. It was like, I said, you're going to have to work if you're going to beat me, even with a shithead. And then I would talk to the person, calm them down, get them to understand how to shoot. And to shoot their darts would improve almost 50% just right then and there.
Joe, is the brand name Winmau for the Champion's Choice?
I think so. It has big W on it.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. $241 at the top, $84 at the bottom, $60 at the bottom. All right, so the $60 one has black and green. The others do have the red and green areas.
Yeah. So when you look at a normal dartboard and then you look at one of them, when you look at the doubles and triples, you'll notice they're half the size. They're actually a little less than half the size.
They look very small. Yeah. Well, they have different. They have actually different varying widths on some of these. Wow, look at that one.
Yeah. So we shot with the smallest width you could get. When I say your point had to go in between, or you would bounce every time, because it was just as wide as a dart, just as wide as the shaft of the dart. That's the only width it was, and it was great to learn how to shoot on them. We actually bought 3 of them at one time. We had one at our where we played darts at, with nobody was allowed to shoot on but us, and then I had one at my house, and John had one at his house, because that's the places we practiced. It was so funny
there. Kits, though, you can get that was US for $99. You can get it's got like one of those dartboard closing shuttered things.
Yeah,
2 sets of darts for $100. That's not bad.
Yeah, well, they'll probably use some crappy darts.
Well, I'm sure, but at least get you started.
The thing with darts is they can be crappy darts. It's the weight that matters. So I shot with a light dart. I shot with a 21-gram dart. A lot of people, like my shooting partner, he shot with a 27. And he shot with a small plastic flight, and I shot with a big old ass. Every time he'd get hold of my darts, he'd focus with me. You miss the fucking board sometimes. He's like, I don't understand how you shoot with these. I said, I don't understand how you shoot with these rocks. It feels like I'm throwing a rock every time I throw one. I was still good with them, but they were heavy.
So for heavy, darts, I don't know what they weigh, but they're plastic.
So when they were heavy, you got to actually have to go higher with the dart to get it where I wanted it to go. Because if I didn't, it would go underneath the target. It's like anything else. It just takes practice. The more practice, the better you get.
Also, memory is one of the other things you got to develop.
Well, and that, and you got to develop wrist memory.
If you want to do what Joe described, you close your eyes and do bullseye. You got it's a once you know where you put your arm in that dartboard for that first one, it's one after the other.
And it's exactly what it was. So when I did it. So the way I shot like that with my eyes closed, so my elbow, I knew where my elbow had to be and my wrist had to be. So I already knew where the length of the board was, and I knew the height of the dart already. It's memory. So when I went to shoot, this elbow had to be out about this much, and this wrist had to be cocked back about this much. So what would happen was it's a nice smooth action. As I released, the wrist would come down, the dart would go over, the elbow would go out, and poof, every time it would hit.
Yeah, I've told this story before.
Shit, I actually shot backwards a couple of times.
I have a good story that's similar. It's not darts, but when I was 8, my mother bought me a bow and arrow, and I set up the target in our neighbor's yard, which is a nice long yard. And I never once hit an animal, a person, a car, mailbox, house, or window. What I taught myself how to use, I missed a lot. I mean, I hit it in the ground because I didn't want to hit the houses, but I started learning how to hit the bullseyes. And when we were taken out of private school and put into public school, the PE teacher knew that about me, and he's like, "You come here, shoot this bow and arrow for me." I'm like, "Okay." Bullseye. And I looked at him like, "Hey, I was going to get praise." He's like, "Do that again." He was pissed. I'm like, "What?" He hands me another. I'm like, "Okay." And I look at him like this, like, and I kind of missed.
Yeah, that's the only way they would let us hunt.
Then he gets even madder. He hands me another one, and I'm like, "Okay, fine." Bullseye. And he's like, "Go sit down over there." And he grabs some other kid, like the one snotty kid in school, and he gives him the bow and arrow. And the kid goes, he can barely stretch the bow out because it's so strong, and launches this arrow over the tree line into the neighborhood behind the school where younger kids who aren't in school yet might be out playing. And I looked at this teacher like, are you a moron? Is that going to teach us how to shoot a dangerous weapon by accidentally having a kid shoot it over into a neighborhood?
But you get in trouble.
Oh my God!
Well, I started out. I think the first bow I ever shot was a 40-pound compression bow. See, my grandpa
and them
35-pound. The only way we were allowed to deer hunt or doe season was with a bow. So I started out with a 40-pound, and you got to have a little bit of muscle to break it, to pull it till it releases. And then I got an 80-pound, and 80-pound with a razor with the razor tip will kill anything. Quite easily too. I've actually shot one through a deer's neck, but I didn't like killing deer like that. I said, well, I'll just wait till the regular time so I can use my 30-06. It's less personal or something. Sounds like I could shoot 500 yards and kill them with the 30-06. But I was raised with that. I mean, we were all raised with that. I remember when I got my first crossbow. Me and my cousin almost took each other out. That was the last time for almost a year we even got to see him.
You remember the one that they had in the 007 movie? It was a self-cocking one. It had these brass string pullers, and then once you shot, you would just bend it, and it would cock the string. And you put a bolt in it, and I wanted one of those so bad. It was a Barrett.
Because it's a lot of work. I mean, once you get over 60-pound break, it's hard to pull them bows back. At 80 pounds, back then I was way smaller.
I have a 65-pound recurve draw. 65-pound draw is very heavy. I mean, some people are like, I'm just like, tweet.
Yeah. Once you get used to them, because there's a trick to them. It's not just pure power. It's actually kind of the way you pull it. But there's definitely a trick to it.
Is up and down.
But
that's how the Japanese do it.
Yeah, we shot bows a lot.
Put the string on your face, take the handle of the bow and push straight up with your weak arm, and then come down on your target. Works every time. Matter of fact, with the grandkids from my grandpa's first marriage, we used to have shoot-offs to see who could use the ATMs that weekend, and it used to piss him off because I was the youngest in the bunch. And my grandpa said, he's going to kick y'all's ass. You better leave him alone. He's going to kick y'all's ass. And one time I remember I was only maybe 10, 12. I'm standing on the bow trying to break this bitch. It was only like 45 pounds. And finally I get it to come up, and at this point I'm scared I'm going to let it go and shoot somebody. And I finally settled down. And I remember she's the oldest one. He said, how the fuck did you do that? I said, Grandpa's been teaching me how to shoot. He's been teaching us all how to shoot. He's been teaching me how to shoot for 20 years. How did you do that? I said, Grandpa's been teaching us how to shoot. But I still preferred the rifle. I really did. I preferred. I got to shoot my first rifle. I kind of enjoyed the bow because I mean, you can't stand. It's not like a gun. You can stand it forever and aim at your target. You have to know when to pull the string out. But if you miss, you go hungry, pretty much.
So we had I forgot what they called them. They called them a tail. So it would clip to the cord, and it would go around your wrist. So it wouldn't release unless you twisted your wrist and let it loose. Yeah. So you could keep it cocked the whole time, which was still putting pressure on your arm. But once you twisted your wrist, it would release it, and then you could release when you wanted to shoot. But I mean, I've killed stuff at 90 yards with it. Yeah, I killed stuff at 90 yards.
I've always enjoyed that method. It's just been
the best shot. The best shot I ever made with anything was a wrist rocket. One of those little pellet things. I killed I killed the dove at about 60 yards. Shot him right up the ass. Shouldn't he be? I thought I missed him, but then he went over, and I was like, "Oh, I think I got him." My friend ran over. He said, "Look where you shot him." It was pure luck shot. Pure luck. It was. I'd like to say it was a pro shot. I mean, them wrist rockets were dangerous, but
yeah, they were.
They're people. They were just an advanced slingshot, is all they were.
They came by our neighborhood one time and resurfaced the road, and basically what they did was the truck came by and sprayed this line of tar, and the truck behind it came by, and there's two dudes off the back going and just shoveling gravel on top of it, and then that's how they resurfaced the road. So after it dried a while, there were rocks everywhere. I would just take my wrist rock and take a rock and be like right at the street, and it would go like a
my uncle gave me
it was the most coolest thing ever.
Yeah, my uncle's the one who brought me them little steelies. He brought me. They were little steelies. They were like ball bearings.
They spark when you hit the concrete with them.
Them bitches were badass, man. But anyway, we shouldn't be talking about bad stuff like that. People, it is bad to kill anything. Okay, take it for somebody who knows it's bad to kill anything. Deer tastes really good, but you don't even have to kill a deer anymore. You can go up to one of those deer farms and they'll have it all ready for you. Yeah, you just give them the money, they give you the meat. You get strap back, you can get roast, the whole. And I'm gonna tell you another secret, people. Don't ever fucking stick your deer meat in vinegar. Oh, it take the wild taste. No, it'll leave your fucking meat tasting like vinegar. It would be better to taste a wild taste. And then just know your areas. Because where we used to go, the deer used to eat soybean and mushmelon. Fucking, that was some of the best meat I ever ate. It was delicious. Yeah, it had nice, soft, sweet, tender flavor to it. It was good. You didn't have to shoot him. You could shoot him yourself. One of the nights we got in the most trouble is we were somewhere hunting, and it was like 60 of them come running through. And before I realized, my uncle's up there, pop. Then fucking thought he was in Vietnam again or something. And I'm like, dude, you better calm your ass down. He killed like 9 of them. I'm like, and I almost got my ass in trouble one night because we were driving down the highway. I was coming back from getting beer, and the county we were in was in Mississippi. It was a dry county. So, man, these 3 deer ran across the street, and I jumped out. I had the 30-30 Winchester on me. And I was looking, and I seen a green pair of eyes. A one shot dropped him, killed him dead. So I'm trying to get him out. It's a bunch of briar patches. Now I had the Q beam on. And all of a sudden, I heard a truck start up the hill. I'm like, uh-oh. So I turned off the Q beam. Mike took off. This guy was out there with the Q beam. He's a fucking game warden. He's looking. He's out there for about 45, 50 minutes. He tried, but the deer wasn't kicking no more, and I was just face down, quiet. Finally, he left. Mike came back. We threw the damn thing in the back of the truck and was back at his house in about 20 minutes. They had that thing cooking in under 40 minutes. The tenderloin cut it up really nice. He might have been Dexter, man. But we got to go. Talk about all this bad stuff.
We have to go.
It's 10:30, 9:30 his time.
Venison. I mean, venison's better for you than pork by far.
Absolutely.
It's not near as much fat in it. It's healthier for you to eat all the way around. And somebody told me one day, "Well, look how cute deer are." I said, "Well, that cow's cute." I said, "You discriminating against cows now?"
Those are cute too. Yeah.
Actually, one of my favorite things to eat is lamb.
Ooh, gross.
Especially when it's made in them things.
Sean?
Oh man, I make a gyro, you know how to wrap them all together and you slice them up.
Yeah.
Oh god,
that's the lamb beef sausage right there, man. That's
that shit is fabulous.
That's Mediterranean. Oh my god.
Now my wife likes a good lamb chop. They're good.
Here in Pittsburgh, we don't get our lamb from farmers up here. We get them from New Zealand or Australia. That's where we get our lamb at.
Damn.
That's the truth.
You gotta go halfway across the world again.
Both Walmart and the local Martins or Giant, they have lamb, and the Giant also sells veal, which that I get a pound of veal, a pound of lamb, and a pound of beef, and that's how I make my bolognese spaghetti sauce. Those 3 meats in tomato sauce.
But you know what? It all depends at the area that you work at or shop at. Because my area, they don't eat veal. People will not buy veal at all.
Well, and you're also you're not as agrarian out there. The city has eaten up most of the local farmers. Way out in the counties, at suburbs maybe there's some, but where I am at, I am surrounded. I mean, I'm not by a big city. I'm surrounded by just local farmage. So it's all over the place. Like there's a guy on my way to work who is a cow butcher, and you see the new batch that comes in. He gets them fat, then he cuts them up and sells them.
It's
just living. That's what he does. I mean,
so you can order from Italy one of those medium ones that are all packed together where you put it spinning and heating, and boy, they are delicious. It's all lamb. Or you can get a mix of lamb and beef if you want. It's the ones you make gyros out of. And
the gyro is a sausage made of lamb and beef. It is very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of them are just pure lamb, so it just depends where
Some
you're
are pure
getting
lamb,
them at.
yes.
It's but I like it because you get the thin cut meats, and I mean, well, the ones you buy at the place that has them, they're like 3 foot tall, 4 foot.
I like the true Mediterranean places that have they what is called as a salamander, and like the sausage is sitting like this and it's spinning around, and there in the back of it is a gas flame that keeps it warm as it goes around.
It keeps it cooking.
And now they build the gyros. They hold the pita bread and just go as it spins around. And
you see them all over down here.
So cool to watch
at the Greek festivals and Greek churches.
Yeah, and they got a lot of Greek restaurants down here. So that's the first place I ate calamari was at a Greek restaurant.
Do they really? I did not know that.
Yeah, there's several of them around here. And like I said, it's the first place I ever ate calamari was at a Greek restaurant. One of my friends was driving me crazy. I'm like, dude, he's going, on, you got to try it, Joe. You'll eat anything. I know you will. I said, all right, we'll give it a try. And first time I got it, it was a nice crispy crumb, but it was kind of rubbery. It wasn't cooked good enough. I mean, it had a good flavor, so I ate it again. But we went to another place that it was nice. It was crisp. It was fresh. It was good. What's that, Christopher? Calamari is, octopus, actually.
No.
Some people say it's squid. Some people say it's octopus. I think it just depends where you are.
Calamari is squid, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it depends where you are because on their map, they actually had a thing, squid or octopus, whichever one you wanted. You could get either one. And you can tell. You can actually tell because of the suckers are different. I just ate both of them. I wanted to see what they taste like. I've eaten escargot, which is pretty good.
Pretty slimy.
Well, I see my dad could eat escargot out the shells. I can't do that. But at the restaurant I used to work at Drew-Trex when I was a kid, this was all accident. They would make this thing in a little dish, had 8 little cups in it, and it was butter and garlic. So one day he said, "Oh, this guy decided he didn't want them." So I'm popping them. I'm thinking, God damn, this is really good beef. What the hell? And Jovan walks by. He said, "Do you know what you're eating, Joe?" I said, "Yeah, some kind of beef dipped in garlic and butter." He said, "No, you're not." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, what am I eating?" He said, "You're eating snails." I wanted to puke right there. But then they were so good, I couldn't. They were so good, I was like, shit.
It was like the classic scene with Chevy Chase. I forget the name of the movie, but he quits as a radio guy and he goes to write a book in the country. And he's at the restaurant eating lamb fries. And he's on number 27. And the record's 28. And he eats 28. And they're like, "You're going to keep going?" He's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Yeah, they're the best lamb fries." And they're like, "Oh, what are they?" And they tell him what they are. And he's like, as soon as the lady goes, "The way you get them is you have to hold them up way high and snip them." And he's like,
my dad ate them out the shell. He used to get them little thongs and all. They come and they pull them out the shell. I can't do that. That's not me. But
Jay, well, I don't think that was Fletch. Was that the one with the his dog ran away?
Yeah, the dog ran away. The postman kid was like a crazy man who drove by screaming and laughing and throwing his mail on the floor. Yeah, I'll get it for you here.
That was the okay. I'm trying to remember. I remember a lot of the scenes. I just drew a blank on the title of the movie, but I watched.
Yeah, I did too. I just saw it like not too long ago.
Yeah, but being growing up in the 80s, Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Was Vacation.
There was a lot of the different ones with what's his face in it. I like the ones when they went overseas in the military, and we can't all. It's called always Ghostbusters. If y'all are ever down here, the Spies. Yeah. If y'all are ever down here, there's a pizza joint that serves alligator and crawfish pizza. Oh my gosh, it's fucking fabulous.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Fabulous. Now, people, before we go, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Alligator has no flavor. It's flaky white meat, almost like crab meat.
Farm.
It has no flavor.
No,
whatever you cook it makes it taste. No, whatever you cook it with is what it's going to taste like. You know how people always say it tastes like chicken. Well, if you cook it with chicken.
Mark, the movie is Funny Farm with Chevy Chase and Madeline Smith.
Okay. Thank you.
He was in a lot of stuff, and then he wasn't anymore. It's kind of weird.
He does have 2 upcoming movies. I didn't check to see what those were, but apparently he's Still active.
He was one of the original primetime players.
Yes. He lasted 1 year.
Yep. It was like 75 or something like that. 75, 76, whatever the first year Saturday Night Live was. But he was in a lot of those scenes from movies that you saw in your high school years that made you who you are today.
In a lot of those movies. Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff. I mean, what's the one where ride behind the truck and the green shit was flying all over, made him a superhero? It's
so he has 110 movies he's been in, and there's 2 upcoming. The Overly Fortunate and Catnip.
You Can Call Me Al video. That was like one of the big videos of all time on MTV.
I remember that video.
Yeah.
He's
and one day we'll have to talk about what happened to MTV, because it ain't MTV no more.
On MTV, it's not music television. It's not. No. It's nothing.
It's let's play some games.
I gotta go, dude.
Yeah, we're going. We gotta go. It's past our bedtimes. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get out of here. I hope everybody enjoyed the show, which I have no idea what the fuck we were talking about tonight. All kind of shit, from food to other food to eating snails. I mean, people, come on. You people out there shouldn't request weird stuff like this, is all I can say. Stop requesting the weird stuff and we won't talk about it.
Yeah, it's all that Heidi's fault.
It is Heidi's fault. I agree with that. But anyway, we got to go. And thank everyone again for tuning into United Public Radio. This is The Chat. I hope to see y'all next week. And have some fun. Enjoy life. It's short, so it's like this long for some people. Sometimes like this long. But anyway, enjoy your life, people. We'll see you next week. Thanks again for tuning into The Chat.
Good night.
Dun, 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 dun.